Okay, so we're here for another segment of Real Talk with Christian J and friends. I'm Christian J. This is my and friend JT Kofer, which you guys might remember from the first video that I ever uploaded on this channel was actually a review of 2017's Justice League, or as many like to call it, the Justice League, and which. You know, it was a whole issue with copyright strikes and everything, and Belgium comedian assholes named Alex Agnew. I don't know why I have such a problem with people named Alex. This is just like a running stint at this point, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, this next video that we uploaded was like a spoiler discussion between me, my sister, and JT. So what a convenience that JT is still sucking air by the time that the Snyder Cut releases. So yeah, we both watched this movie, all 4 hours and 3 minutes of the film. Straight. No breaks, or at least I didn't do any breaks.
No, I had to rewind at one point because I think my TV Wi-Fi had went out for a minute.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, other than that, that was pretty much on it.
See, I started my viewing at like 1 in the morning, so I didn't finish till like 5:30 in the morning.
I did mine at 3 p.m. and finished about 7.
Okay. See, that would have been the perfect time. See, I was waiting for my madre to watch it with me, because I hate watching movies by myself, just simply because, like, I don't know, if there's a part that I'm going to laugh at, I always feel like an asshole for just, like, laughing, and it's like, oh, I'm the only one laughing in here, that's weird.
I like having friends around. It makes it more fun.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't know why, I could focus more on it if it's just, like, me and other people watching it and such.
So you can ignore your friends well? Is that what
Yeah, exactly. That's why every time that we go to the theater, I'm, like, almost dead quiet.
Just
paying attention to the movie.
Who are these people?
Yeah, exactly. But watched all 4 hours of the movie, and it was quite the experience.
It was. There was a lot of things they took out that I hadn't realized until I went back and looked at some of like the videos of what they changed and stuff. And there's a lot that I liked a lot better for sure. I don't know, do you just want to dive into it?
Yeah, dude, okay. Let's hop right in. So I think this movie is a million times better than the theatrical version that we got.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's 1,000,001 times better.
Oh, really? 1,000,001 times? Okay. Interesting.
I think the thing that I forgot was in the original movie that I liked about, that I actually kind of wish they had redone maybe or reshot, was instead of like doing it with like a camera, but like I liked the Superman interview, like at the beginning of the Justice League.
Yeah. Whenever he's talking to the kids.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Like obviously the way it was filmed at first was kind of
the weird CG face.
I just thought because it gives you the sense of, okay, that's like your hope.
Right. Some kids actually looked up to this guy.
And that he wasn't also this one that was like, oh hey, they're just I don't care, like just leaves.
Right.
He literally, he stops and talks to the people that are like, whoa, Superman, like, we look up to you. He's Jesus.
he's Jesus, man.
Jesus, man, super.
Super Jesus, man.
That's something that I forgot, but I'm pretty sure they've taken it out for this one.
Yeah, it starts, this one begins the second that Superman gets prison shanked by Doomsday's stump arm.
That's right,
and he's screaming, and the mother boxes are like, oh, Superman's dead, we're sentient boxes, shaky.
Oh, I thought that was like they were showing it here because I thought that's when like Lex Luthor said the bell's been rung.
I think, yeah, more or less, like the mother box is awakening, and then Steppenwolf is like, ooh, mother boxes, I'm gonna find the mother boxes.
It was so much better though, storytelling wise. It's like I think they're not realizing this because it cost a lot of money to do, and I think that's where they're running into wrong. But as fans, for us for sure, we would sit through a 4-hour movie. For sure. And honestly,
did you have a pee break in the middle of this movie?
Maybe.
No? Okay. Maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I did not. I sat through the entire thing in one go. I did not move from my seat.
I will tell you this. I don't think I may have not, because I remember standing up and my legs killing me because I forgot I'd sat with my knees bent the whole time. And I woke up, I stood up, and went, I'm worth the pain. But I don't think if they had the money, I don't think movie industries understand. If you did like the old-fashioned things where you got an intermission,
right?
Old-fashioned, but like you got an intermission, like a 10-minute, 15-minute break in between a half of it.
Yeah.
People would love that. They would
honestly, I'd be fine with watching longer movies in theaters as long as it's like a good movie, and it's not like just 4 hours of just random bullshit that you don't really care about.
I think the first one that gets like the initial setup shouldn't be as long. Like your first, like for let's say instance like the Spider-Man movie,
right.
You know the first one, not far from. What was it?
Homecoming. Yeah.
Homecoming. The length of that's fine.
But then you get to like a Endgame sort of movie, and it's like you want to make the most out of this runtime or out of this story. So tell the story you want to tell rather than being worried about like, oh well, what's the runtime going to be so we could fit more showings into the theaters, which is kind of the issue that the Justice League movie had.
Yeah.
That movie was cut down to an even 2 hours because Warner Brothers wanted to try to like stamp as many showtimes as possible in the theaters, which kind of killed it. And it's interesting. I was talking with someone. I think it might have just been in the YouTube comments, and I was just replying to some dude's comment. But I think it's interesting because hadn't the Justice League film come out, and like if Zack Snyder had stayed on the project and finished his movie, I don't think it would have been as good. Because I think the studio still would have been like, hey, trim this out, trim this down, so that way you could still get it to a more manageable time, like a more manageable runtime.
Have we done the spoiler warning? Because I know, like, still, like, it's been out for a while.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers, by the way.
Sorry.
It'll be in the title. That's fine. That's fine.
I was like, wait a second.
No, that's fine. Real talk. We can spoil whatever we want. This is always spoiler discussions right here. It'll usually be in the title if it's spoilers. But, yeah, no, I feel like if Zack Snyder just stayed on the project initially, like, and hadn't been replaced and the whole reshoot scandal and everything hadn't gone through, I feel like the movie wouldn't have been as good because Warner Brothers still would have been like, no, trim this down to a more manageable runtime to compete with other films in the theaters and show off more showings and whatnot.
Well, it's so funny because I think you and I even discussed this, like, before we even get even further in the movie, with all the actors coming out being like, we want to see the Snyder Cut. I think you and I were like, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were both very skeptical of the cut.
But honestly, it was like, I think what's really interesting too is one thing I'd like to talk about is I think the first Wonder Woman interaction fight with the bomb was so much cooler.
Yeah.
I think there was more to it. Like, I couldn't remember really well if she did all of that, but I felt like there was more into it.
There was a lot more in this action sequence in the theatrical version. Yeah, in the theatrical version, while like the main bone structure of that sequence is there, it's chopped up to be a lot shorter. So things don't go on for as long as they do. And that's something I kind of noticed in the Snyder Cut is that scenes take a lot longer to play out. It's interesting because like there's a video that I saw where it's Barry Allen meeting Bruce Wayne in his little man cave or whatever. And it's a comparison between the Snyder Cut and then the Joss Whedon version of the film. And the scenes run for the exact same amount of time, but obviously the Joss Whedon version has like the brunch dialogue and it has like a couple other little reshoots and stuff like that spliced into it. But the Zack Snyder version without those, you've got some more of the conversation that's able to just kind of like sit and linger. Like the batarang throwing bit takes a little bit longer.
It does, and I thought that was cooler because it's like you can
see him kind of putting things together in his head, like, oh, well, that was thinking about what's going on.
Yeah, that was also something. Is Flash or Barry and Victor's characters?
Oh, they got huge overhauls.
It was
in this.
so much better. Like I was actually really disappointed with how little time or how like just forced Cyborg was. And then you get this whole just literally sequence dedicated to him. Yeah. And then the whole thing about where he visualizes himself inside it, where he can like be like, oh, where he's listening to his father's audio and he's like separating like the problems and stuff.
Right,
and I was like, oh my god, finally. Like this is like Cyborg's one of my favorite characters. And so like seeing him actually just
he finally gets some justice.
Yeah.
Done to him.
But it was cool, like especially seeing him like the cool little things like him going to that lady who I
like that scene
where he goes and get in like, hey,
lot.
Congratulations, you won and I was like, oh cool.
He's just helping people with like just these simple little ways and everything like that.
It's a breakthrough. Even in that little like 10-15 minute sequence with him, it's a breakthrough already for him. You already get the fact that he doesn't like where he's at. He thinks he's done. He doesn't think he can progress or anything. To the point where he's listening to his father and he finally understands, oh, even though I've been put in this position, I can do something with it.
Right.
And that was what was cool about it to me. Was like, oh, finally. I've been dying to see, because we grew up with Teen Titans.
Yes.
And so like I remember being younger.
Team Cyborg.
I remember growing up, and Cyborg was one of my favorite characters because one, not only did he was like a the bigger brother, and I always liked the big brother characters.
He had a lot of depth to him.
Oh yeah, especially when he infiltrates the Brotherhood, or is it Brotherhood?
That sounds
the Blood Brother.
Something like that. Yeah. Maybe. I don't remember specifics.
We'll have to rewatch Teen Titans.
Yeah.
He also he goes and he gets to see himself as human because they make him that ring.
That's right.
And he gets so excited about it, and it was just like he had one of the all those characters had crazy development, but he goes and runs his own team, Teen Titans East. You know.
That's right. Yeah.
And honestly, their little team was cool too. Like it was just like, oh, this is really cool. So like. Being able to see that, and then like we saw Justice League the first time, you know, and it was like, oh, Cyborg's gonna be on there, but then it was just like
he's only like in 2 scenes really.
Well, the only way they do it too is the computer. Remember, Diane's just looking up all the computer stuff.
Yeah, and he's just like AOLing her the entire time.
And so like it was cool to see Cyborg, and I really, really hope they have another movie with him. I hope or the Teen Titans get started to kind of come together.
Well, I think Ray Fisher's kind of out as Cyborg at this point because I'm pretty sure that Warner Brothers did fire him for speaking out against the production management for the theatrical cut of Justice League. And him being like, oh, Joss Whedon made like the workplace very toxic, and then Warner Brothers is like, okay, we'll throw our own internal investigation, and he's like, oh, well, they're saying it's going to be an internal investigation, which means that Warner Brothers is not going to do anything about it because they're just going to try to sweep as much collateral under the rug.
That's sad.
And apparently they fired him from Flash, and they canceled his movie. So,
wow.
Yeah, I think that's really stupid for speaking up against some asshole for ruining the workplace environment and everything like that, you know?
That's sad because I really liked him as Cyborg.
I did too, I hope that Warner Brothers wisens the hell up about that and brings him back on. Yeah, only time will tell.
Now off of Cyborg.
Yeah,
because I could probably go on another like 20 minutes with Cyborg.
Right, like being an actual character in this film and all.
What did you think about? Because I think from the original to the Snyder. Aquaman going from the funny, hey bro kind of guy, which I love, to kind of a more serious character, which I love.
I think it worked a lot more for him in this movie because I remember in the theatrical cut of the film, he's very like, kind of like dude bro, and kind of like just lashes out at Cyborg for no reason.
His eyes in the beginning of the movie were like pale, which I thought was cool. I don't know if I remember that correctly, but I don't think in the original one they were pale. Like he had pale contacts on.
Okay.
And I
remember in the opening of the film, like whenever Bruce Wayne's talking to him, he's got that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was cool, and just that it was so much better because it wasn't just like, yeah, whatever, see you later. I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman.
I will say I still hate the line where he just calls Bruce Wayne Batman in front of all these random people. I still hate that.
You know what? The one thing I wish I didn't really understand, but I was kind of like, okay, this is cool. The Icelandic song.
I hated it. I hated that.
It was kind of awkward.
It went on for far too long. I wouldn't mind if like they started singing and like that played over like the next scene as they're transitioning or whatever. I
wouldn't mind if they started it while he was leaving.
I think that would have been better. I have the exact same thought. Yeah. And then like they kind of like if they want the rest of the song in there, have it go on like over a transition. But I hated that she picks up Jason Momoa's sweaty, stinky, fishy sweater and huffs it like it's paint or something.
Dude, you know
it's awful.
You know what'd be funny though? They just sing that song as he's leaving, then they just not like any trail off. They just stop and then they just look at Bruce like, and then of course they
beat him up.
Boba Fett comes out.
Oh yeah, it's the same universe, right?
Yeah, same universe.
It's all owned by Disney, or it all will be.
Obviously.
So yeah, back to the discussion of the movie. So let's see.
We're at Aquaman.
Yeah, so we're talking about Icelandic singing. I feel like. So while I do like the 4 hours of the movie a lot more than the 2-hour version of the film, I feel like the 4 hours work because, okay, so one of my major concerns with this movie is that looking back at the trailers for the original Justice League film before it came out in theaters, you could tell there was going to be like 20 subplots that they were having to set up. They had to set up Cyborg, the Flash, Aquaman, the formation of the Justice League, the main story that they're trying to tell, a resurrection of Superman. They had to jumble like 20 different things. And that's something that I didn't like about Batman vs. Superman, especially with its runtime. There's too much happening in that movie for any of it to be properly developed, was my issue, especially in that 2-hour runtime. And so I was very concerned with Justice League because it's like, oh, well, there's going to be all this stuff that they have to tackle too, and maybe it's going to be too much. I think the 4-hour runtime really does help with that. because I feel like everything properly gets fleshed out. But I do feel like it didn't need to be 4 hours. Like, there are scenes that I'm pretty confident could have been cut out, like the singing, the Nordic singing bit and everything like that.
Which I thought, honestly, like, besides the awkwardness of where it's placed, it was really pretty. A really pretty song, honestly.
Yeah, it was fine.
I like it. It goes back to my heritage.
It just went on for far too long, in my opinion. And there's just, like, several scenes that are like that don't need to be in there. Like, seeing Martian Manhunter in this movie was cool. I didn't need it after the Lois Lane Martha discussion. I didn't need Martha Manhunter to pop up.
Yeah, it would have been better if it was just like at the end.
Yeah, just I wouldn't mind like him popping up the Bruce at the very end of the film. I think that's cool. I feel like that'd be better.
I did like that. You know what he was like. I really didn't like that he was like. This sounds so dumb, but he was like, you know, people call me the Martian Man.
Yeah, I was hoping
he'd be corny. I hope it'd be like, you know, people call me John.
Yeah, I think that would have been better.
That would have been
that would have been much better. It was too on the nose for it to be Martian Manhunter. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
I did like Ben Affleck's Batman at that moment when he was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
The only thing that
I'm half asleep. I just woke up from a Jared Leto-induced nightmare, which I'm sure all of us can understand. Any nightmare involving Jared fucking Leto.
To be honest, I like this Joker. He did better.
I still didn't like it.
It's not the best for sure, but
who's gonna give you that reach around, Bruce?
I laughed though.
Batman.
Oh, that was funny.
I don't know. I feel like that's another thing I would cut out of this movie. The nightmare sequence. It didn't really need to be in there. And actually, the nightmare sequence was shot entirely for reshoots because Zack Snyder was like, I've always wanted to direct Ben Affleck and Jared Leto as Joker and
that's
everything.
Cool.
Which I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool that you wanted to do that. But I think like if you were to make like the perfect cut of this movie, cut out the Nordic singing, cut out the nightmare sequence, because I feel like the epilogue, because of that sequence, goes on for far too long. Because it's like, oh, here's the ending with Victor Stone's, with his tape recorder or whatever. And
that he repaired just like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
He was like, whoa.
Yeah, I thought that was
Jedi. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Jedi mind trick. He's the young Mace Windu.
This is not the break recorder you're looking for.
Right. But I just feel like it went on for way too long, and that nightmare sequence really, really pushed it. So cut out the nightmare sequence. There's a couple other things here and there that I probably should have written down on my phone before we walked in. But, oh well. Oh, that's fine. We're improvising all of this. That's okay.
We'll come back to it. It's a discussion.
If I remember it, I'll come back to it. I'll be like, oh, this scene should have been cut out. Okay, back to what we were talking about.
I will say this, because he can attest for this. I am a huge Batman fan.
JT is a big Batman fan. I have him literally saved in my phone as JT Batman, and that's from high school.
That is from high school. And I'm not one that's like, oh, Batman can be Superman all the time. I am one that accepts Batman defeated. Like, I get it.
He's human.
I just like that's why I like him. I like that he's a human. He's like trying to keep up, or at least advancing to that. Ben Affleck is a cool Batman, in my opinion. I think he hits a really good Frank Miller if they did it. Frank Miller, yeah.
Yeah, Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns author. Psycho, batshit crazy.
Not like the way he was about Clark. It did not feel like a Batman to me.
Where he was suddenly like, oh, we gotta bring Clark back.
Who's like, Clark's our only hope. That's fine. That's been done. Probably somewhere.
Right.
But it was the tonality of it, because it felt like he was hopeless, and it didn't feel like the Batman of this is the answer, we're doing this now, until he was arguing with them and was like, no, we're doing this. I was like, okay, cool. Right. And I still want to see Ben Affleck do it. I'm ready for Patterson, and
I'm so excited.
I'm ready
Rob
for
Bat.
I'm ready for Patterson, and I'm ready for I want to see more Affleck though. I want to see Affleck in a good
Batman. He's actually written as Batman.
I want to see him in a Frank Miller production of it.
Pretty cool.
Production, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I want to see him in that, because just gray the hair up a little bit, add a little makeup, dude. Ben would do so good. Like I was actually really overly impressed. Like the best scene in all of Batman vs Superman is that
warehouse.
That warehouse. Because it's just like, oh crap!
Where he murders 12 goons.
It's funny.
I feel like he's still kind of useless in this Justice League movie.
He kind of is.
He doesn't really do too much.
I also don't like the fact that the only thing I didn't like about Wonder Woman. This is literally the only thing I didn't like.
The song that plays every time she's on screen.
So this is the only. If you put the subtitles in, it says like ancient lamination song. It's interesting. But there's
produced by Junkie XL.
The second thing is she did her handcuff move way too many times.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with that.
That was the only thing.
I think it's funny how, like, during the museum
cool.
sequence, she obliterates the terrorist guy. And then she goes to that little girl, and she's like, Hope, you can be anything you want to be. You can even kill a man like I just did and incinerate his body.
That...
Yeah, he's just all for one dude. Should have just done that in the first place so there's more guys to just kill.
She probably broke more of the building than she needed to.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like she broke more than the bomb was going to. I mean, they said it was going to take out 4 city blocks, but like, you know.
Then digging up his grave was good that they added a little more to it.
Yeah, with Wonder Woman and Aquaman. I did like that little exchange of dialogue between them.
I like that, and the one between Victor and Barry.
He was my hero, man.
Yeah, which added more to the fight scene, in my opinion, because that's what I was telling someone about. I think I was telling Kai about it. So you're watching this guy run, and in the movie he's just like, and you know Barry's freaking out. No one's moved that fast. Or, like, I also like that Superman wasn't as fast too. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't like keeping up. He was like moving pretty well. But
I will say, I hate the scene where Superman's evil and confused, but I love the bit where he just side-eyes Flash and starts keeping up with him. I love that bit so much.
In my opinion, when you find out that was like the person he looked up to, it adds to that scene because not only is it the guy that is keeping up with him, this is his hero trying to kill him.
Right.
And he's freaking out. And I was like, that was great. And then also that was great is Aquaman sitting there looking at him and pointing, and then he's like, I am so sorry.
I feel like the humor worked for this movie where there was humor.
I'm glad they took out the one where Aquaman is sitting next to the lasso.
Oh, he's sitting on it?
I like that scene was
You're
funny.
gorgeous.
Like that scene was funny, but that was because Jason Momoa is very good, like, because he played Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And so he has a good seriousness to him. And so it was really cool to see him go from, like, this cool bro guy.
And crack some levity every once in a while.
To this guy who, like, is really almost tortured. Not really bad, but just
he feels a little bit more, like, more paternal in this film.
Yeah, well, he's pressured.
Yeah.
He's pressured. Oh, and especially who Victor. He's like, he's just a kid. This kid just watched.
Yeah, and I like that. In the original Justice League movie, again, remember, he's like, oh, well, how do we know that you're going to be leading us to the mother box when you're made out of one? Maybe you're working for them, which comes out of nowhere. But in this movie, in that scene instead, he's like, oh, well, is it okay that we're asking this kid who just lost everything to go up against this army, essentially?
It added so much to his character.
It really made him, like, more of a likable character because, sure, he has this, like, dickish exterior, but like on the inside he still cares about people.
And that made it to where, like, at the end when he's like, my man, like, it works a lot better in my opinion, because I
still love that line, my man.
It's great.
Love the bit where he just surfs the parademon down through the building.
it's like this dude is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I'm ready for Aquaman too, because I think, like, after
fingers crossed there's no Amber Heard.
There isn't.
Oh, really? Did they actually kick
I've
her
been
out?
seeing that it's been confirmed that she's fired.
Ooh, I haven't seen anything about that. I've been seeing rumors that they're going to bring her back.
It's been said that Emilia Clarke is going to take her place.
I mean, I'd be down with that.
Right?
They already have the chemistry. They already have
I'm ready for a Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Just put that relationship
Also, I'm ready to
together.
see. Well, because, okay, not to go off of...
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4 right now? 12:34? It's 12:34 right now. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Perfect timing.
Hey, fun fact for you. Did you know that J.R.R. Tolkien died in 1973?
Poggers.
And then if you flip it backwards, it's 3791, which is 3 rings for the elves, 7 rings for the dwarves, 9 rings for the men, and 1 ring to rule them all.
Damn, Sauron really just wanted this man dead.
I know. Sorry, that's off topic. I just remember seeing that. I was like, that's really cool.
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know about that.
God, what was I? Okay, I wanted to see Emilia Clarke because I wasn't a big fan of how Daenerys was written in the later season, but she knows how to play, like, a good authority. Mm-hmm. Like, when you saw her, it wasn't like, oh yeah, Daenerys, whatever. It was like, oh crap, she's a queen, and she knows it, and that was cool because she was able to order people around in a good way. She's got that authority to play Mera, who's more confident in her Atlantean heritage and knows how things run. Well, also knows how to use the magic
and
stuff like that. Like,
speaking of Mera's magic, I love that she was sucking the hydration out of Steppenwolf in that scene. I was like, cool. Why haven't comics or whatever done this before?
That was cool.
That was great.
I did like that.
I remember watching Aquaman. I'm like, she can control water. Does that mean that she could, like, just siphon the liquids out of a human body if she wanted to? Like,
you know, it'd be really cool.
Let's do that.
Because if they're gonna try to follow Marvel, which they might, and do a multiverse, it'd be cool, and I'm pretty sure Marvel might get a run for its money if they do it well, is if they filmed and made a movie of Injustice. If they made the Injustice movie.
Okay.
Ooh. And if they did it right.
See, my only issue with that is that...
It's been done.
Well, that and like we've already seen Superman evil like a million times in this cinematic universe already.
Just really the ones, though.
I mean, well, so in Batman vs. Superman, he's the antagonistic force, which it's always being like foreshadowed that Superman's gonna be evil somewhere down the road, that he's gonna be evil, and that we gotta stop him now because he's gonna be evil. Then Justice League comes around. He's evil for the second because he doesn't remember who he is, and he's beating everyone up, and he's gonna try to kill everyone. And then it's foreshadowed again in Justice League that he's gonna be evil and working for Darkseid and everything like that, and he's gonna be the bad guy, and it's just too much evil Superman, in my opinion. Like, can they not really think of any other way to write this character? Like, oh, he's unstoppable and he's good. Okay, well, what do we do with that? Oh, I don't know. Just make him evil. So
get a kryptonite spear.
Yeah.
Put him in!
I think that's just dumb. Like, they gotta figure out a better way to write that character because I love Superman. I think...
He's a good character.
He's great! And I just want to see Boy Scout Superman, like what Lois and Superman, or Superman Lois, whatever that show's called, is doing. I'm sure you've seen the pilot episode opening that went like viral where, oh, you haven't, where he saves the kid from the car and the kid's like, wow, thanks, cool suit. And Superman wearing a costume inspired by the old 1940s animated series looks at him and he's like, thanks, my mom made it for me. And he just flies off. And it's like, oh, it's so good.
I
just
need
like
to
that.
rewatch the animated Justice League.
I really want to give that another rewatch.
Dude, HBO they dropped. I guess
they dropped.
Unlimited.
Yes.
The
day that Snyder Cut came out, they dropped the animated Superman series as well. So it's all on there.
Bro, let me tell you, I've told Kailis, I've told anybody, I don't care if you guys do it. If you find Justice League Unlimited a complete series, please send it to me. I will send you money somehow, some way. I own all of the Justice League the original one. From like 2001.
Just not Unlimited, the sequel series?
I don't own Unlimited, but I own the original. So, and I own all of Teen Titans.
So he needs
I need Unlimited.
He needs Unlimited to complete his collection.
I also got The Killing Joke for like $4.
Hey, that's pretty much what that movie's worth.
If you take out the barber part, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel you. The entire first half of the movie. I wouldn't have minded that just being a 45-minute short film. I would have paid full price to see it.
We went to go see that.
We saw it in theaters,
You and your mom and I think your sister too, maybe?
Yeah, she was there. She was there.
Yeah, I remember. You were like, it's only going to be here this night, and I like made it work, and I was like, we're going to be there. And
it's worth it.
It was worth it. It was so good.
I mean, the barber part wasn't worth it, but it was still cool to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
But, I feel like, harkening back to like the whole 4-hour runtime and everything like that, I think I can understand why it's 4 hours, because it's kind of, this movie was like a final, like, hey, the fans want to see this, so let's just put every ounce of footage that he shot into one production and everything like that. I think if this were going to be like an actual production, like if it were going to be released in theaters and everything, and it was going to be like a more cohesive piece, then they'd probably go through and they'd cut some stuff out for like runtime and everything like that, because I think it'd work as a 3-hour film. Maybe 3.5 hours if you don't want to get rid of too much stuff. I mean, I think it still works as a 4-hour film, but there's definitely stuff that can be cut just for the sake of cohesion and making it a smoother film as a whole. But going back to what I said about the Joss Whedon film kind of being a saving grace in disguise, I feel like, because like I said, like if Zack Snyder's Justice League had come out, Warner Brothers would have botched that film up, because there's so much content in this movie that you kind of need the longer runtime in order to tell it all. And Warner Brothers, as they did the Joss Whedon's film, would have been like, no, cut that down, and it would have been an incoherent mess. Yeah, it would have just been an incoherent mess, just dropped down to like 2.5 hours at most. So I think Joss Whedon's cut of the film is really a blessing in disguise, because if we didn't get that, there wouldn't be such huge movement to like release Zack Snyder's full vision of the film, and we wouldn't have gotten a 4-hour cut of this movie.
I have a theory, real quick.
Theory, okay.
This is a theory. So it's either when Superman's going back through his ship, or it's when they're going through the lab, but you see a guy.
Oh yeah, the dead guy, and they're bringing Superman's corpse through there. Yeah, they're wheeling it through to resurrect him.
No,
not
that one. There's another guy in a tube. I think it's on his ship. But
yes,
he's just like deceased. This is either with Superman. Like, this is not Superman though.
Yeah. This is whenever the Flash and everyone's like wheeling.
But you see like a tube with a guy in it.
Yeah.
I know that's Bizarro.
You think so?
I think so, because it looked like Cal.
Interesting. Well, I thought he was bald.
I don't know.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I was like,
I just figured it was a dead Kryptonian, just further proof that he's the last of his kind.
It could be. I was like, that could be Bizarro though.
Right.
Which would be a cool movie. That'd be cool if they did that for Evil Superman.
Well, apparently there was an early draft, I think. No. It wasn't an early draft. It wasn't an early draft of Batman vs. Superman. But I think Batman vs. Superman would have made a lot more sense if Doomsday was just Bizarro instead. I mean, he's made out of Zod's dead corpse. It would have made sense anyway. But, yeah, I enjoyed the Snyder Cut a lot more than I expected to.
Right? You know, and like, it was so cool because you and I can stay up for hours.
Right.
We did The Last of Us and basically one
playthrough.
We did. Well, what happened is I came over for like an hour one night, another hour one night, and then we just made
we just binged it.
16 hours,
including the Left Behind DLC, which was
funny.
aggravating at that point because we were exhausted and like, god damn it!
Oh, but
this fucking last shootout in the game with the escalators and shit.
I forgot about that, but we did it. And
we
then
did it.
We played part 2, and part 2 was
so good.
But we're so used to like staying up that long, so it's something that's kind of easy for us, right. I think, because we look down and it's like that was something though. It did feel a little not like draggy, but just kind of took a little bit to get started.
Yeah, the first half was definitely a lot slower, but I didn't really mind that.
I didn't either.
Because I liked that we were getting all this set up for the character.
For sure. I really enjoyed the fact that it's like I still kind of wish they kept the interview. I really
You know what? Speaking of characters, Steppenwolf. He's drastically better in this movie.
Spiker.
He's drastically spikier.
He has a lot of spikes.
He's got a super sharp wit to him. The little prick. There we go. There's 2 puns that I just made out of that. But no, I like his motivation that he's essentially like, I'm tired. I just want to go home. I was watching a video recently. I think it was by High Top Films last night.
I want to go
home. I want to go home. Give me your 50,000 planets. I still need those. But anyway, or 500,000 planets, whatever the fuck it was. But I was watching a video from High Top Films, I think is what it was. And he was talking about how Darkseid and Batman both kind of have a similar arc. That both characters are these... Or I'm sorry, that Steppenwolf and Batman both kind of have a similar arc. That both are like these broken characters who are trying to redeem themselves by pulling off this extraordinary feat. And for Steppenwolf, he's trying to claim Earth. For Darkseid to just go back home. For Batman, he's trying to bring back Superman because, you know, it'll help redeem a part of his humanity since he kind of spent a lot of that, wasted a lot of it trying to kill Superman in the previous film and everything like that. I'm like, okay, that's kind of a cool little analogy right there. But I do like Steppenwolf's character a lot more because he's just a dude who wants to get back home, you know, and he's like, oh, this is the one world that Darkseid couldn't claim. Here's my Hail Mary attempt to get back home, which I want to say, the scene with Darkseid getting his cheeks absolutely demolished
when he first came to Earth.
Yes,
dude, and seeing like Zeus and Ares and stuff.
I thought that was cool. I thought it was neat to see Nigel Thornberry hack an axe into Darkseid's neck. He looks like him in Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say I was watching it with Caleb, and he actually made a good point because Ares is the god of war, so he was extremely powerful at that point, like when they were fighting, because it was war.
Yeah, good point.
And so he was like, oh man, oh dude. When Superman...
I never thought about that, actually. That's a cool point.
The whole Superman getting in just being like,
not impressed.
I was like, oh!
The only thing that I think would have made that better is if Superman were in the red and blue outfit.
Yeah.
I think the red and blue just would have popped a lot more, and there was no reason for him to be in the black suit apart from him just regenerating from the sun. But I mean, like, thematically and everything, there wasn't really any reason for him to wear it.
It wasn't.
Other than it just
looked
cool.
I did like it.
Yeah. I feel like my biggest issue with it, though, is, like, at the end of the whole, like, fight scene and whatnot, you know, there's the lineup shot of them, and I feel like there's just too much black.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you look across, I'm like, man, they are all, like, wearing black.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, this would look so much better if Superman was wearing a bright red and blue outfit that just popped.
It was funny. I did notice that, because he's like...
Yeah. It's just weird. It's just like
they all went stealth mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the reason they did that is because if you remember when the actual, like, the death of Superman, like, Doomsday, he fights him in the black suit when he comes back.
Yeah, he comes back in the black suit because the black suit is his regeneration suit and everything.
So that's
it lets him harvest more sun power because, you know, black absorbs more sunlight and whatnot.
But I completely agree. I think it would have been cool to see him in his red and blue suit again.
So much better, in my opinion.
Holy crap.
Because I mean, when the hell else have we seen
Henry Cavill in other things? More Superman.
He, I think, is an amazing Superman. He can be the best Superman ever. I just think he just needs a better script and a better creative team behind him who really understand the core character of Superman. One of my favorite moments of Henry Cavill, Superman, or, I mean, it's not played by Henry Cavill, but Shazam, where he comes to lunch and everything.
Was fun.
That's like such a cool Superman thing to do. Like, just come to lunch with a bullied school kid and everything just to get everyone off his back and whatnot. I think that's awesome. That's great. It's not played by Henry Cavill, unfortunately, but I mean, it's still that same Superman.
Shazam is underrated.
I agree.
I think Shazam was really well done.
Shazam's really good.
I think they did good with that.
I think that I do like it.
Shazam was one, and I'm also ready. I'm ready for the Black Adam movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Who did they announce as Dr. Fate?
Pierce Brosnan, one of the 007s.
Yeah, he looked cool.
My favorite James Bond. Not the best movies, but I think in terms of like James Bond look, I think Pierce Brosnan was definitely like James Bond.
I'm ready for a Dr. Fate.
It'd be pretty.
I think that's gonna be cool to come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, it'd be cool if they brought in Vandal Savage with this movie.
Ooh,
because that's actually where like Dr.
He's a good Justice League villain too. Like I remember what was the movie Justice League Doom or something like that? Justice League War? No, not Justice League War. I think it was Justice League Doom or something. But he was like the main antagonist of it, and like Bane throws Batman into the coffin with his parents, and he's got to like use keys to like punch his way out.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
I think so. Dude, there's one. Well, did you watch Young Justice?
No, I never got to, but I know it's supposed to be like really, really good.
There's a part in it where you find out that like I don't want to like ruin it for you. I don't think I will.
Right.
But you find out that when Darkseid came the first time, that's what's cool about this movie. When Darkseid came the first time, that Vandal Savage was actually like in role. Vandal Savage.
That's right, because he doesn't age.
He went by.
Or he doesn't age.
He was Genghis Khan.
Okay.
So what happened is he had two sons, and the sons had superpowers, right? Kind of like him.
Right.
And so Darkseid saw this, and then when they fought, he couldn't beat them. Darkseid couldn't beat them. So they made a deal, like on Earth, that Darkseid wouldn't come to Earth until they were like Earth was like basically like a worthy contester.
Right.
And that like there's because Darkseid took an interest in their supers. And he's like, oh. That's interesting. Kind of like I want to use them. Right. So it's actually a really well done episode because what's happening is you're reading this part with Vandal, and the season 3 is much more adult because
that's
HBO,
what I hear.
Yeah, HBO took it over and stuff. But you're learning the history of Vandal as he's literally he owns War Planet, by the way. He has it, and so he literally contacts Darkseid and he goes, Darkseid, we're having like an invasion. He goes, I need some of your assets, and Darkseid goes. Due to our prior engagement or our prior agreement, you can use the army of Darkseid's at your will at the moment.
Right.
And it was so cool because they're all going like, "Yo, Darkseid, bro!" It's like that.
Broski.
That's what's scary about Darkseid.
Papa Dark.
He's this big guy that's not brute force. He's honestly better than Thanos, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a whole thing of how Thanos is very limited in his imagination with the Infinity Stones.
Right.
With a guy who only thinks in finite ways to have something that...
I think that's his flaw right there.
It is.
For Thanos is his thematic flaw is that he's so dead set on this one thing, and there's millions of other ways to
he
use
could have
that
expanded
power.
any. Like, literally,
Definitely.
you can change the universe with what you have. And it's like, that makes that your finite isn't finite, it's infinite. Mm-hmm. And so you want to call them the... finite stones.
Right.
You
can do literally everything whenever you got them. Yeah.
But the thing with Darkseid, like that whole thing is that was cool. And so like I think Vandal Savage would be a really cool.
I'd like to see him pop up in film.
Oh my god.
I liked him from that one movie I watched.
We need to find Tom Hardy would be pretty cool as Vandal Savage.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy
Genghis Khan though.
Huh?
He can't play Genghis Khan.
Though. He couldn't. For sure. But that's at the time when he came that like every like great evil ruler or whatever at the time was that. Was him.
Yeah.
He was each of those because he went through history. And so
speaking of Darkseid, what do you think of him in this movie?
I liked him.
I feel like he was just kind of he was okay.
I liked his design. I think he was getting set up for sure. Like they were setting him up. He wasn't gonna be the big guy because that has to be they have to team up more. I also like watching Superman beat the shit out of Steppenwolf.
Yeah, that's
just
cool.
Laser.
I like how
punch.
he lasers the horn off of him. I thought that was solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Poor Steppenwolf literally got walked on.
Honestly, yeah.
His poor head didn't deserve that. The dude just wanted to go home.
There's still a part in the movie that they kept, but it's where Superman and him like face side to side, and Superman goes raw and then punches him. And I was like, like, that's an injustice move.
Yeah.
It really is. I've seen it.
Well, like, I remember in Man of Steel where he's fighting Zod, and he's like the camera's following on one shoulder, he punches Zod, and Zod goes flying further into the background, Superman starts speeding up, the camera switches to the opposite shoulder, and he punches him again. And it's just like his
remember that
move in the first Injustice, yeah.
Dude, I always thought it'd be cool if Batman taught Superman how to, like, do more, like, technical moves.
Cool.
I think he would, like, wreck everything.
Yeah.
He'd be like, knee, elbow, ah! He changes his suit to like a wrestler suit and carries a belt with him everywhere. Like Darkseid's like, oh, let's go. Batman just throws something, a ring pops up.
So with release the Snyder Cut being a hashtag that has succeeded to get us this film, do you think that it's possible that hashtag restore the Snyderverse will go anywhere? Would you want to see it go anywhere? Would you want to see
I feel like
sequels
if people can bully a studio to make a hedgehog look like they want it to, I'm pretty sure a hashtag can change some stuff.
Right. No, I think it's funny because like everyone's like, oh, we accomplished so much with release the Snyder Cut, but I'm just sitting here thinking, Sonic the Hedgehog did it first.
This is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
Did you see what he was gonna look like?
Oh yeah,
Not
with his
Sonic.
human teeth. Oh, it's funny. Freaking! They started shooting Sonic the Hedgehog 2 recently.
I hope Tails is in it more.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna be. His tails are in the logo. Like the 2 spins off into his tails.
They would have to also make, I think, Knuckles like a protagonist at first.
An
antagonist, sorry.
Yes, because Knuckles actually in the games, Knuckles is an antagonist. Well, not necessarily an antagonist, but an antagonistic force for Sonic because he's being tricked into helping Eggman for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And so he's kind of working with Eggman on like kind of.
We're gonna be playing all these.
Yes,
things.
actually, I'm gonna force JT. JT's never played a single Sonic the Hedgehog game. He's played a couple, but he hasn't played a lot. He hasn't played like the main.
I've played 2
games. Yeah.
I played Sonic Rivals, which was
great
the Game Boy
game on the PSP.
Well,
PSP.
Rivals, and then the Battle Royale, which was a Game Boy Advance.
Sonic.
Well, it was Battle Royale.
I think it was Sonic Battle. Yeah.
Yeah, you fight. You fight the characters, and like Shadow was cool because he could snap and turn invisible. And
the old Game Boy Advance game. Remember, I wanted that one for a while, but
I need to buy your sister's from you because mine broke, and if she's fine with it, I'll pay you for it. But
right.
I would really like a Game Boy Advance again. I miss mine.
I'll see if I can find mine, but because we've got like 3 or something. What? Yeah, we've got a blue one, a red one, and a gray one somewhere. Like a gunmetal gray, or like a silver. It's more of a silver.
I had the silver one growing up, and then I broke it.
I might be able to find you.
You know how I broke it? I was talking.
You sat on it with your dummy thick cheeks?
No, I was literally talking, and I did this, and it hit the wall and broke in half.
Oh,
I hit it that hard,
buddy,
and I went. Because I was playing Pokemon Emerald.
You could just hear your heart physically snap in half.
Not only did my Game Boy break, the Pokemon Emerald game doesn't work anymore.
Oh, geez, the cartridge?
Yes.
That sucks.
That was my childhood.
That's rough.
It was. It's even worse than Sokka's girlfriend turning into the moon.
Oh, man.
Okay, where were we? Sorry.
Yeah, so what would you want to see sequels to this? Because obviously the movie is set up in a way that would have, like, if it had come out in theaters, it obviously would have been setting up for sequels, assuming that didn't all get canceled and whatnot. But would you want to see a sequel to this?
I would. I would like to see I'd like to see him follow up with Darkseid. I think it's gonna be if they're gonna do it with Darkseid, there needs to be a movie in between with another. Like it needs to be like a villain here and there, but then it somehow connects to Darkseid again. It's like he's sending people instead of it's just like whatever. And it needs to kind of be like and not to like copy other places, but just like I think like it's not like but it's kind of like at the end after watching like this another big villain come and like wreck. Like Darkseid somehow is watching because he keeps like a tab on all these places and just is like, okay, let's go and just
ready the Armadas. We'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah, that's right. He says that. Yeah, I did like that. I thought that was cool.
Right. Well, see, I actually have with me
a phone.
Yes, I have a phone, and on this phone are notes of the canceled Justice League 2 and Justice League 2A, which essentially would have been Justice League 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But these are the sequels that Zack Snyder wanted to make, and these are official. They were leaked storyboards accompanied with illustrations done by Jim Lee to pitch these sequels to Warner Brothers for where to take the movies after Justice League.
Okay.
They're dog shit, in my opinion. I hate it.
The title names?
No, I just hate the story for where this would have went.
Oh.
So I'm going to go over that with you guys, essentially. So, a lot of people have talked to me on Twitter about this because people will be like, "Oh, we want to see sequels," and I'll be like, "No, you don't. Here's why, because this is the plot synopsis for it." And people are like, "Oh, well, those were the 2015 storyboards. They've since changed," which I don't think they've changed very much. They might have changed a little bit, but Zack Snyder was planning on essentially using the same basis for his sequel. Okay, because there's plenty of foreshadowing in the Snyder Cut. Mm-hmm. And I'll go into explaining like what exactly all these foreshadowing bits were that solidify that this idea of the story is what was going to go forward. Okay? Some details might have been changed, but ultimately this was going to be the story because, again, all the hinting and the foreshadowing made it pretty definitive that that's where this is going to go. So, Justice League 2... would have been too big, as Zack Snyder said, to be just one film, so they would have chopped it in half. Justice League 2 and Justice League 2A, which I think, just reading the plot, it could just be Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. But whatever. So, yeah, I think in Justice League 2, not a whole lot happens. This is essentially your setup movie. Okay. It's pretty much setting up that Wonder Woman is going to go back to Themyscira, and she's going to take over as queen over there. Because Hippolyta dies, or, Hippolyta is getting pretty old, she's going to pass away, and Diana's going to return them in an attempt to bring them back into the modern world and whatnot, and have them reconnect with their former allies of man and whatnot.
They use guns.
Yeah, the Amazons with guns. Ooh. And then Aquaman, obviously he's going to be coronated as King of Atlantis, because as we saw in... the Aquaman movie, he's going to take up that mantle and everything. So, he's going to take on becoming King of Atlantis. And, Flash, Cyborg, they're off doing their thing. Nothing super duper important or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the meat of the story comes in with Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Ooh, do you? Because
fair.
This gets really fucking stupid in my opinion. Okay, turns out that between Batman vs. Superman and Justice League, Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane would have, banged each other and, had an affair. After Bruce Wayne got Lois Lane's boyfriend killed, essentially,
So how's that an affair, though?
You know how you just fall in love with people who just get your, significant other killed?
Well, they just don't want to feel lonely.
I don't give a shit. It's just weird.
I'm not giving
It's just weird, especially whenever in Justice League she's like, "Oh, I'm waking up next to the empty spot on my bed. I miss Clark." She goes to his monument every single day. Which I feel like that's something that the Snyder Cut could have used a little bit more of. It was just Lois Lane, just to make her more important.
Yeah, see, until she came to the actual thing, I had no idea what the hell was happening. I was like, cop was like, "You never miss a day, do you?" I'm like, "Oh, I mean, she's punctual. She needs to get to her job." That's literally how I thought about that. I was like, "Wow,
I thought she was on the way to work too, but I guess it's just to go spend a moment of silence with his monument.
I was like, man, she takes it out of her time to go get this man a coffee.
Right.
With her.
How cool of her.
Hey, what a gal.
But yeah, so it would have been revealed that Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane had an affair, and that Lois is Preggers.
It wouldn't be an affair though. Superman's dead.
God damn it. No, he's alive at this point. This is Justice League 2.
Okay.
But it would have been revealed that between those two movies that they were banging each other.
I am caught up now.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they got together after he died, and I was like, well, that's not an affair. That's just...
Yeah, so it would have been between Batman vs. Superman and Justice League that they would have been together. So, yeah, right after Superman dies, Bruce Wayne fucks Lois Lane, I guess.
So that's not an affair.
It's still stupid. He just died.
It's stupid. You're not wrong.
It's still dumb.
It's stupid.
That's
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just that's not an affair.
Whatever. It's dumb. It's stupid. Why would she sleep with this dude who just got her boyfriend killed? The guy who proposed to her and she was going to marry. Why would that happen? This is dumb.
Anyway, a lot of money.
God damn it. Anyway, going on.
His cool car. It has guns.
Going on with the plot. So essentially, what I've got written here for my brief synopsis of Justice League 2A, or of Justice League 2, because again, this is a setup. Not a whole lot of super interesting details happen. Bruce and Lois spend the entire of the film just bickering back and forth with each other, and they're also trying to investigate the whereabouts of Lex Luthor because he's gone on and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna create a league of our own." Da 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 da. And so he makes his own Injustice League with Dr. Poison from Wonder Woman, Orm and Black Manta from Aquaman. He also gets the Riddler from what would have been Batman's solo movie.
So basically, everybody we've just seen on screen.
And Captain Cold. It would have also been Captain Cold for the Flash. and I think it would have been those dudes. And he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna create more like, long story short, he's like, we're gonna create an assassination attempt on the lives of the Justice League, and we're gonna get revenge on them because they beat you once before, and we're gonna beat them this time because I'm Jesse Eisenberg and I'm putting together this massive plan, and I'm crazy and loony and ooh. And so
I'm bald now.
Yeah, so Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane are investigating that and whatnot, and all the rest of the Justice League is off doing their thing. And Clark Kent in this film is still trying to find himself because he doesn't think that he's Clark Kent. Well, not that he doesn't think that he's Clark Kent, but he's like, oh man, who is Clark Kent? Clark Kent's dead. Who am I? Da 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 da. I mean, I'm like Superman, but like...
Am I Superman?
Yeah, he's like, where's my humanity? And so he's trying to search for himself throughout this movie because... fucking drama and whatnot, and it needs to be more emotionally distant from Lois, I guess. And so, essentially, you go throughout the entire film, they're investigating. Riddler kills himself before foreshadowing, like, what Lex Luthor's plan is up to.
So what was the point of bringing him on the movie?
That exactly, just to kill himself, I guess. Which I think is, like, literally in the storyboards, you read it, Lex Luthor recruits Riddler, and like a couple pages down, he kills himself in front of Batman. Batman is disturbed at watching a dude blow his brains out, I guess, and I think it's all stupid. But anyway, continuing on. So, it's a lot of setup, blah, 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 not a whole lot of action-y stuff or anything. But at the end of the movie, is where shit really starts to go down. So Bruce Wayne and Lois are having another argument in the Batcave. And essentially what happens is that Darkseid just boom tubes inside of the Batcave, and he Omega beams Lois and incinerates her. Now remember in Justice League, you see the shot of Superman holding a charred body.
Yes.
More than likely Lois Lane from this story picture.
I figured that was Lois Lane.
I figured too.
And he's also like, he's consoling him.
Yeah.
He's also like,
don't worry.
Man.
I know I just incinerated your lady, but dude, space dudes before women, before ovaries.
Omega is the end, and I should come before her.
Yeah, I'll space bros before Earth.
I'll Venmo you some money, bro.
I'll pay for the funeral. I'll pay for the dustpan to sweep her up. But anyway, so
wait, the Darkseid comes in nose class grog. As Kansas once said, all we are is
just dust in the wind, dude.
Oh my god, it's a Bill and Ted movie the whole time.
Superman just looks at Darkseid, like, dude, most excellent. Of course I'll work with you. I wasn't playing guitar, by the way. I was playing the ancient Kryptonian instrument of Gablugafla. Or whatever. So anyway, Darkseid incinerates Lois Lane. And this is after she tells Bruce that she's pregnant, which gets Bruce upset, and so he kind of like leaves Lois and to get killed or whatever because she's preggers. And
wait a second, like doesn't she die before he leaves her?
Well, okay, I kind of told things a little bit. I told that little detail outward. And during this argument, she tells Bruce that she's pregnant. Darkseid pops in, incinerates Lois. Then Superman pops up. Okay, just in time for him to see that Lois has been incinerated. So,
bro, did you see what Batman just did to your girlfriend?
Dude, this totally wasn't me.
No, he's saying it as his eyes are turning from red back to normal. Bro,
this guy tried to kill you once. He's trying to like kill your girlfriend, dude. What? I don't know, bro.
It's so dumb. Like,
Clark, you're not gonna believe that, are you?
Nuggets, where's King Water to put the fire out? The dark stairs.
I had this cup of water. I was gonna dump on her. But anyway, so Clark arrives, sees that she's dead, and he gets upset and becomes evil for the 12th time in this universe, and he kicks off the Nightmare world. And so it is here that we see that on Themyscira, Dr. Poison unleashes a poison that kills not just Wonder Woman, but all the Amazons, including herself, and she dies with a smile on her face, as the storyboards say.
What?
Yeah. Orm and Black Manta crash the coronation for Aquaman and kill him. What else happens? Lois is dead.
That's the only normal thing that's in there.
Yeah.
Or the only okay thing.
Yeah, they just crash the coronation and they just kill him and whatnot. Cyborg, I think, gets ripped in half by Darkseid or something like that. I don't frickin' remember exactly what those details were. But either way, like half the Justice League gets killed, and we're left with Batman, Cyborg, the Flash. Who else is there? Well, I guess this kind of leads into Justice League Part 2A. But either way, at the end of all this, the Nightmare World is established, and so we're left on a cliffhanger. Oh no, Nightmare World, we're finally here. You know, the movie that's been predicted since Batman vs. Superman, where Superman's going to be evil, because that's the only arc that we could think of for Superman, I guess. And so, part 2, which I have a lot more notes in because this is a more action-y stuff and everything like that. So part 2 would begin with the Green Lantern crash landing on a now ruined Earth in search of his partner. But however, that's dropped pretty quickly.
Hey guys, have you seen Phil?
Yeah, I've been searching for this guy for like fucking shit. I don't know.
Last time I came here, you guys were wearing a lot of different clothing.
There's a lot more green here. Now it's the opposite side of the color wheel.
This is red. Are you guys the Red Lantern Corps?
But so anyway, that plot is dropped whenever Batman, Flash, Half a Cyborg, Joker, Deadshot, Deathstroke, and Mera all recruit him to help steal a mother box to power Barry's time-traveling treadmill machine.
Who are they recruiting?
The Green Lantern dude.
Got it.
Because he's popped up and he's like, hey guys, I'm looking for my partner. Fuck you, you're gonna help us steal a mother box from Superman.
You guys ever see time travel happen real fast?
Yeah.
Flash, run!
So essentially, they're going to try to power up the giant treadmill that Flash uses the time travel and whatnot because they have that built and Cyborg helped build that or whatever. But yeah, so they need to steal Mother Box in order to power this. So Green Lantern agrees to help, and their plan is that they're going to send Barry back in time to warn Bruce with some crucial information to prevent their current world from ever happening. So they steal the Mother Box soon, but not before the Green Lantern almost instantly gets an arm chopped off by Superman with his laser vision. So literally the second that he gets introduced, he just loses his arm in like the next scene. Hey guys, have you seen my friend Phil? No, we want to help him steal the Mother Box? Sure.
Hey Darkseid, you have Omega beams. Could I call mine Alpha beams? What? No.
Call yours Delta.
My
beams.
thing. No,
I want the Greek
I want
letter.
Alpha beams. He just turned Alpha beams.
I want the Alpha beans. They're like the Infinity Stones, but they're more hardier.
He takes a Superman shirt. It has an A for Alpha. Hey, with Alpha, man.
It's my people symbol for
I'm the best.
For T-posing.
You remember when Jesus, me, said I am the Alpha and the Omega? Well, you're not being a good Omega, man.
Yeah, man.
God,
So back to my synopsis. Green Lantern loses an arm from Superman, but they manage to steal the Mother Box as Superman's literally killing everyone right behind him, and Barry takes off right before Superman can kill him, and travels back in time to right before Darkseid pops up in the Batcave. And he pops up just long enough, I think for 15 seconds is what the storyboard said. He pops up just long enough to tell Bruce, the child is yours. This suddenly makes Bruce have a change of heart. And Bruce is like, the child's mine? What? I guess this somehow inspires him to not be a totally selfish dickhead, so he shoves Lois out of the way when Darkseid pops up. So Darkseid accidentally Omega's Batman. But however, because he's Batman, he doesn't get incinerated like Lois did. He's still alive, but in like really bad shape.
A new Robin with my kid.
Yeah, right.
I knew I had to trunks into production.
Don't you say something like that, because we're gonna get into something about that.
Oh
in a second.
no.
So Darkseid Omega's Batman, okay? And then Superman pops up when he would have showed up to see that Lois is dead, and he pops up and he's like, oh man, I'm here, you lasered Batman, I'm gonna beat you up for a little bit, Darkseid. So Darkseid fucks off because, you know, he's getting his ass kicked and he's gonna try to regroup. So he leaves Superman with Lois and a dying Bruce Wayne. And he says something to Lois like, Lois, I was just popping by to tell you you're my sole reason to live. You're the reason I want to be Clark Kent. Thank God you aren't dead, or else I might have become evil or some shit. So Bruce dies, and magically all the assassination attempts on the Justice League are stopped because Lois is like, oh, Superman, the League of Injustice is gonna do hits on everyone else. And
We were arguing about the best way to stop them.
yeah, but then I was like, I'm preggers, but she doesn't tell Superman. Well, Superman knows that she's pregnant.
Doesn't he have like X-ray vision? I'm pretty sure he could.
Yeah,
just
so
see that.
she admits that she's pregnant, and he's like, I already knew. It's okay that I got cut.
Can he put a hood on? He killed the younglings. I mean, wrong movie.
Whoops. And so Superman flies off. He saves the rest of the Justice League from the assassination attempts, and then the Justice League get together and like, oh, Darkseid's still on the planet. He's regrouping right now. So we gotta stop Darkseid from taking over the planet or whatever. And so they all regroup, and Darkseid is going to unleash his army. The Justice League reassemble because final fight. Arthur has managed to unite the sea critters with the land critters. That's exactly what I have written here on my phone. Diana has pulled the Amazons out of hiding, and now the Green Lanterns are there too, because why not? Earth's military forces join in as well, so the whole world is the Justice League, and that's actually what's written on the storyboards. The whole world is a Justice League. Because, maybe the Justice League was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, communism.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Of course. This makes sense.
So Darkseid's defeated, hooray, everyone gets a happy ending except for Superman, who's about to get spat on as a character even more. So we flash forward 20 years into the future.
Why?
Because you'll understand.
Why not 16?
You'll see in a second. You'll see in a second.
Okay. Oh, the kid.
We needed the kid to be mature enough for this. Okay, so 20 years go by, and Clark and Lois have raised Bruce's son, who they've also named Bruce, because I guess he and Clark were such great friends, I guess. Jim Gordon, who must be older than dirt at this point, but I'm sure is still just as ripped as Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon? Yeah, because J.K. Simmons got ripped for that role. For no reason, too. He's barely in that movie.
He's just cool.
He is cool. But anyway, so he must be older than dirt, but I'm pretty sure he's still ripped.
I'm gonna show Parker how to get those pictures.
So he calls Lois, and he's like, I fucking suck at this job. We need a new Batman. Gotham's crime is running rampant after 20 years now. I'm the worst. Say, how's your kid? And so Lois...
Wait, Superman says that?
No. Jim Gordon calls Lois, and he's like, hey, I suck at my job. How's your kid? You wanna show him that Bat cave that Bruce died in? That his biological father died in? And so Lois takes her son to her father's Batcave and tells him, hey, you're going to be Batman or whatever. Fuck your space dad's legacy of being Superman. Take on the mantle of the asshole who got it killed in the first place. Go get him, kiddo. The end. And so Lois...
Is at least Superman not like the well, you're not my kid. He's just still like cool. He's like, it's not your fault. You're just kind of there,
Probably, but he gets cucked. That's just two movies just to cuck Superman.
Yeah, someone doesn't like Superman.
Oh, no. Obviously not.
Who's that one time Henry Cavill never signed my autograph?
Yeah, let's just kill Superman in his second appearance. Let's make him evil in every other appearance apart from Man of Steel. And obviously there's some massive respect to Superman going on.
That's dumb.
It's not a good plot, I don't think at all. And so, like I said, a lot of people on Twitter were telling me, well, those are just a scrap 2015 storyboards. The story's changed by now. But there's plenty of things in the Snyder Cut that suggest that this movie is what was going to be the sequel had they actually developed it. And I'm sure if they do develop a sequel, if they really do restore the Snyderverse, which I don't want to happen because I think this script is just complete dog shit. There's a scene where Lois Lane finds the pregnancy test box in her drawer, and she takes it, and she goes in the bathroom to presumably take a test with it. Yeah, already insinuating that, she's probably pregnant, more than likely with Bruce Wayne's kid.
You don't eat those things?
No, I don't, personally. Not personally.
I thought they ate them.
No. Typically, I, stick it up my urethra and whatnot. Like a catheter.
I'm good.
But no, so... Yeah, there's that hinting. There's the whole, Lois Lane got incinerated in Cyborg's vision of the future before they resurrect him and whatnot. The whole nightmare sequence is written out almost exactly like the opening to Justice League 2A storyboards. They specifically mention how Mera has 2 canisters of water with her, and she's got Arthur's trident, and she's like, oh, I'm going to plunge this thing through his bloody chest for what he did to Arthur, which, why is she British in this movie? That made no sense.
Isn't she British in real life?
I mean, I don't fucking know.
Oh.
I figured all she knows how to say is, let's
obviously, after the Boston Tea Party... But the British went underwater.
But she's not British in Aquaman.
I don't know, man.
But she's super British in Justice League. It's interesting. I don't know.
Maybe she's not British underwater, but when she gets out of the water, she is British.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. There's so much foreshadowing and everything that was the direction that Zack Snyder clearly wanted to take the story. And he's even said in interviews recently that Lois and Superman's son would have eventually taken on the mantle of Batman after he died in Justice League 3. The key detail that he's leaving out of this is that the son would have actually been Lois and Bruce's son.
Of course. Because what else do you do with life?
Yeah, it's just bad ideas, I think, for the sequel. I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel if that story were massively overhauled and that's not what we got. But if that's the case, which it clearly seems like that's the direction that they want to go with it, no, thank you. I think that's the stupidest soap opera-iest fucking thing you could do with a plot.
So I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Okay.
Maybe.
No, I think it's more of a statement.
Right.
So we've been talking about every other character really, except for Flash.
Oh yeah, I think he's good.
I obviously I just don't.
I think he's got one of the best scenes in the movie. The whole the ending where he runs back in time.
Oh yeah, I think that's cool. I wish they kept the little him going to and doing the little marker thing. Like,
I thought that was a good. I like that scene too.
I wish that would.
There's a couple scenes from Joss Whedon's Justice League that I think are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see. I think the perfect cut of this would have removed some scenes. That's another scene that I wanted removed was the whole Iris West scene where she gets into the car crash. It has no bearing on the plot.
Are you telling me you were gonna miss a chance to see puppy dogs? I don't want to miss that chance.
I wouldn't either, but it has literally no bearing on the plot.
It doesn't.
So I don't really care for it. Like, literally, his introduction could be him talking to his dad in the police station, and then he meets Bruce Wayne, and then, the rest of the movie happens. We don't need to see him applying for the job.
I thought that their interaction...
It's a cool scene.
I thought their interaction was good, with him being like, you need to give up on me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I felt
No,
that.
I like that. I thought that was great.
And then when he goes and tells his dad that he got in, which honestly I think he may have changed to get in, while he was doing the little time thing,
right?
Personally. When he's like, it's not a big thing, but I'm in. And I was...
My foot's in the door, yeah.
Yeah, his foot's in the door. He's like, wow, my boy's foot's in... I was like...
Dad, you're going to get maced again.
Well, no.
I thought that was good. That was a good line.
But I just thought I felt the scene. Like, I could feel the emotion.
Oh, yeah, no.
The dad did so good.
I like that with
their interaction was so good.
I like the scenes with the Flash in this movie.
I thought he was... Like, his jokes, even in the Whedon and this one, hit to me. They hit.
The brunch one's weird. I think the brunch just goes on for too long is the issue with that. But
the one where they kept in where, hi Barry Allen, I'm Diana. That's not me. That was good.
Yeah, that's a good line. I do wish, out of all the Joss Whedon scenes that they could have kept in the film, the one I wish they would have kept was the Superman race at the end. I loved that scene. I thought it was just so cool just to be like, oh, they're gonna go against each other. This is awesome. I thought that was so freaking awesome.
It said in like the comics or just stated that they do like an annual race each year. And
Flash, just for fun.
Well, the Flash lets him win.
Because the Flash could totally beat out Superman
in a speed race. For sure.
Definitely.
Well, if he runs fast enough and punches him, I mean, Superman, watch out. Because I'm pretty sure they explained that like he can punch with like the force of like a dwarf star.
Something like that.
Like
yeah.
It's
Flash is OP. Flash is stupid.
They
fucking
for
powerful.
sure OP'd him recently too with everything they've brought in. It's almost
fun fact. Flash is actually the most overpowered character in the Injustice game simply because he's Ed Boon's favorite character from the DC universe.
Oh, really?
So both of them. He purposely made him overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least the first one. If it's not in the second one, but
he's in the second one.
I know he's in the second
one.
If they didn't do that in the second one, he definitely did it in the first one. He's purposely overpowered in at least the first game.
I religiously played Robin after a while and got him up and was pretty good with Robin. I got pretty good with Robin, and then I bought the Ninja Turtles because
that's a pretty cool character.
That
almost made me buy
all four of them.
Same with Hellboy. I almost got.
I bought Hellboy too. I bought Enchantress, Hellboy, and I already had Starfire. I'm thinking I had Darkseid too. Darkseid's fun to play as, but I need to buy Red Hood. That's my next another little purchase on the game.
I want to get the new Mortal Kombat just to play as RoboCop. I think that's fucking awesome that RoboCop's in there.
I have the new Mortal Kombat.
Do you? Do you have RoboCop?
I haven't bought him yet.
Oh, Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. I love RoboCop. I think that's a brilliant movie. But
I think I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so good. We should watch that.
We will.
That'd be a fun commentary.
I am always done.
All right. We'll watch all four of the RoboCop movies.
I had seen the newest one. The newest one was cool.
I think the newest one's fine.
Yeah. I just hadn't seen the original.
The new one I think adds on a little bit more backstory to his family because in the original movie they just kind of disappear, and so really? I like what they add with his family in the new one. There's things that I like that they added in, and then things that I wish that they kind of went further with from the original movie ideas and whatnot. But I mean, it's all fine. But I really wish that they would have kept the Superman race at the end of Justice League. I love that scene. I remember watching it in theaters like that. I got giddy for that scene because I was like, oh no, that's so cool that they're doing that. It's fun. It's a great idea. It adds a little bit more life to these characters that they're not just like superheroes all the time. They can have fun with their powers here and there. And I dig that.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, I am so for your idea about them trying to get the more Boy Scout Superman because
I love that so much.
See, this is something that was so cool to me that honestly I will fight anybody on this, which makes the Justice League way better than the Avengers, is that they don't kill. They just don't. And it's like, in my opinion, it takes way more power to do that when you're infinite.
Yeah.
Than and obviously there's characters that do kill. Like
Wonder Woman throwing the terrorists into the walls and exploding their heads in front of children.
In the cartoon and stuff.
And then turning them and being like, hope.
Well, like cartoons and stuff. Like if you remember when they were super bad, they just sent them to the Phantom Zone.
Right.
You know, they didn't just. It wasn't just like, oh, we're just gonna kill you. Even in the.
I'd love to see Justice League send people to the Phantom Zone in those penis pods from Man of Steel.
It'd be cool, right?
Yeah, more penis pods. Come on.
No, but like even in Man of Steel, he killed Zod.
Right.
But he didn't.
Which
want to.
I like that. I don't mind that. I think it's a good scene.
It adds to it
because
that was.
I know a lot of people hate the idea of Superman killing, but I think for that particular scene in the movie, I don't mind it.
I didn't mind it for sure. But the thing that I like comparison that would especially when the okay Marvel movies were coming out, when the dumbest one, Age of Ultron, was out, compared to the Guardians when they were trying to make a turn. You know, Guardians. You know, you had a great cast, a great director. You know, which we're about to get into. We're about to get into his next movie coming up.
You know what? Maybe this discussion will be as long as the Snyder Cut itself.
Yeah, maybe. But you had that, and you had all these colors, all this vibration, the great music that they brought back to life. Not that it was great when it came out, and it had just gotten lost, and he brought it back.
A detail that I really like about the soundtrack of those films is he used music that wasn't just popular songs that are iconic and memorable. He used music that's kind of obscure that he remembered from his childhood.
Yeah.
Especially with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Lakeshore Drive, he said he never heard that anywhere else outside of one specific radio station in his hometown.
Which one?
I don't remember. Oh, Lakeshore Drive.
Okay.
Snaking on by on
Okay. Got it.
Riding out trouble bound.
Yeah. No, but yeah, and then you have these movies in between that are honestly just bland. You know, before Guardians came out, you had Thor's Dark World, which was dumb. It just really was. And then they took and it was kind of these are okay. I enjoyed Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier's great.
Winter Soldier's still well done to me. But you had Iron Man 3 and you had Age of Ultron.
I liked Iron Man 3 actually. I like Iron Man 3. I liked Iron Man 3 until the third act where it's evil dude's I am the Mandarin.
Yeah, it was
the whole third act I think is just
it was alright to me. But then you have another what was it? It was so Doctor Strange started coming out, so then you get more color and more cool they're bringing the magic into it and stuff. And then,
just get more outlandish.
And then you have Thor Ragnarok, which just boomed. And it was it was amazing. I even rewatched it the other day and I was this is so funny. This is so well done and so funny. And in between there you had Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Right. So they started getting to the more of, these people want to see color. And they want to see
weird stuff
and everything. They want to see what we can do, and it's
which is why I have hope for Eternals, because it's it's a new comic team,
or
at least compared to the movies, it's new to the general audience and such, so they could really do whatever they want with it. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy was nothing like they are in the comics originally. They're so different compared to their original comic counterparts.
For sure. And honestly,
I mean, hell, the comics changed the characters because of the movies.
I'm ready to see Love and Thunder with Chris Pratt and all of them in there.
Yeah,
because Chris Pratt.
I'm curious to see how the Guardians play into that.
In my opinion, Chris Pratt does such a good job with that character. He is Star-Lord.
Right.
He's hilarious. There's still not a time that when I'm watching it, I'm not laughing at least 5 minutes into what he's saying.
Yeah.
He just does it so well. But yeah, it's just you compare all those movies and but throughout them though, it kind of gets to the point I was making. They're killing them. You know, people are killing, and it's okay, but it just there's a time where it just feels there's no moral compass, and the only thing is that there's a mission. You have to do this, you have to get it done. And I can agree with that.
Right.
But with your DC, not with the movies right now, but just more your other stuff, it's more well, we could kill you, but we're not going to. Let's give you a chance. Perfect example, Justice League, when Flash, in Batman it goes with Flash, Batman and one of the other guys, it's Unlimited, and he sees the Trickster there, and he's hey, you're off your meds again. He's you're in the suit. And he's and he's hey, turn yourself in. It showed the humanity of the show.
Right.
And that's what I'm liking about DC, that I hope they try to take that and persevere with that morality. The fact of,
it's easy to kill, but it's harder not to.
Well, it's
that makes the character stronger because
it's I forgot the exact quote, but it's in Lord of the Rings, and Gandalf, he's who are you to choose who lives and dies? Who are you to judge that?
Yeah.
And that's what I get from watching Justice League, watching even Batman and stuff, that I always thought Batman could literally destroy anybody. I mean, he almost kills people. He breaks them off. But he doesn't.
I won't kill you, but the medical bills will.
You better have insurance because
I'm sure you're not going to get anything else from this.
Oh, I doubt you even have insurance living here in Gotham.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
Oh no, Carl. There's a cancer ray.
But yeah, that's... but that's...
Why would Batman have that? You know, he won't kill him directly, but, you know, indirectly with the cancer ray, a flash of that every once in a while.
That was horrible.
Awful joke. But it's great. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, and so that's something that is intriguing to me was just that. And it's just that you have that different morality. With Avengers, you just don't know who they're going to save. You know? I think WandaVision opened a lot with it. Where they're
being a lot more ambiguous with like
because
morals.
Wanda, even when she like hurt the people, she's like no, and there's more or morality to it. But then you go back to like Winter Soldier and Winter Soldier.
Captain America. Oh wait, you mean like with Winter Soldier where Captain America kicks the dude off the side of the boat?
Yeah, like I mean that's hilarious.
But no, it's pretty great.
And so that's.
I love that they specifically did that because they're like, no, we want people to know that Captain America isn't a Boy Scout. That this is a Captain America who is like covert ops at this point of his career and everything like that. And they're like, okay, let's like make him a little bit more serious for this moment to show him where he is in his life, and he just drops, freaking barrel kicks a dude off the side of the boat and goes pinwheeling.
Okay, so we've talked about Justice League. Do we want to keep talking about this, or do we want to move on to our next thing?
Let's give our ratings for Justice League, the Snyder Cut. So that Zack Snyder's Justice League, the official title.
I'd like to give it a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10?
Just from the comparison, but if I had seen it first time, I'd probably give it a 9.8 out of 10. Pretty much a 10.
Okay.
It's just, I think for me, the beginning, even though it built up a lot, it was like 2 hours and it was very, very, very slow.
Right.
And there should have been a little bit more action, but I still enjoyed the building. So that's where I'm like, it's almost a 10. It's just like 9.8 just because of that. So probably 10, but I'm saying 9.8 for me.
Gotcha. See, I don't think I'd give it as high of a rating. I still really, really enjoyed it, and especially compared to the original version of the film, it's a million times better. I think as a film on its own, though, it's still got some like issues here and there, not like awful issues. So I think I'd give it like a 7.8, 7.8 or an 8 out of 10.
I'm a 9.8. You're a 7.8.
I see. Whenever you said 0.8, I'm like, oh, that's the same decimal I was gonna go with.
Yeah, that's what we talk. That's what we're friends.
Exactly.
That's why we do this.
Exactly. But yeah, so I still really enjoyed it, and I would probably pick it up on Blu-ray if they were to release
honestly,
like a
that is something
copy
I
of
want
it.
to own because
I think it'd be cool. Yes.
Steelbooks.
No, JT and I exclusively buy Steelbooks. It's kind of an issue.
That's all we do now. I have. God, what was the last Steelbook? The last Steelbook I bought was the Spider-Verse one, the one I picked up for you.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right.
Honestly, I love the Spider-Verse.
It's so good. It's such a good. I almost watched that last night, but
wow.
Yeah.
If you're a real fan.
I know, I would have, but I'm like, man, I feel like I gotta watch like all the Spider-Man movies with Caden and Pete first, because like we'd have like a marathon where we just watch the Raimi trilogy every couple of months or whatever.
Oh, I'll tip me up for those because I haven't watched those through.
Well, see, we haven't. We were supposed to watch them like every 6 months, and
that's
obviously
good.
That hasn't happened since like last year. And so we're thinking that whenever we finally get the time to like just go ahead and watch them, we're gonna watch all the Spider-Man movies. Mm-hmm. So the Raimi trilogy, the Amazing Duology, Venom, Homecoming, Far From Home, Spider-Verse, literally all the Spider-Man movies that we could find and whatnot. I think that was all of them. I think I listed all of them. But
are you just gonna do live action?
No, like we're gonna try to watch all of them,
like
including Spider-Verse. Yeah.
So then you have to go to like the 1997 cartoon.
Oh well, not like the cartoons. I mean like the movies. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, there, bud.
No,
you know what you guys should watch? Movies. The Neil Patrick Harris one.
Oh, the MTV show, right?
Yeah, that one was really well done.
I've heard a bunch of... It's been having a bit of a resurgence lately, actually.
Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago now when they brought it, I think, on Netflix or something. I
remember seeing ads for it in, like, Marvel comic books that I used to have as a kid, but, like, I never, like, saw...
Good times.
The show or anything, yeah.
Okay, I know we've been going really into Marvel lately, compared... We're about to talk more about other DC stuff.
Yeah.
But I am wanting one thing from this, since Disney is greenlighting an R-rated Deadpool, I'm wanting an R-rated Ghost Rider, because I love Ghost Rider. I think Ghost Rider is a cool character that they could use so much with.
Who would you cast as Ghost Rider right now?
I don't know. I kind of want Nicolas Cage to come back.
Nicolas Cage would be amazing to come back, but I think it'd be really cool to...
Harrison Ford, of course.
Harrison Ford is Ghost Rider?
Yeah, old Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay, like old
I'm
horse
kidding.
riding Ghost Rider.
I'm kidding. No.
Oh, okay, I thought you were being serious.
If I had to actually I would honestly.
I feel like Norman Reedus would be pretty good. He's already super into motorcycles. I feel like he fits the personality.
I wouldn't mind that. I want someone new.
I get that, yeah.
I like. See, that's been a big
an unknown name.
Yeah, that's been a big thing for me lately. It's like I love seeing these actors. I honestly, for just like action movies that like watching over and over again, I like seeing The Rock. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but every action movie he's been in, I just really have enjoyed.
Which that reminds me. Before we were talking about earlier, we were talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. There's some rumors that either Jason Momoa or The Rock might do the voice of Knuckles.
I would want to hear.
I'd want Jason Momoa, I think.
Really,
Or maybe I would want The Rock. I've really got no clue. I think both would be great. There's also rumors that Keanu Reeves would play Shadow the Hedgehog, but I don't see them introducing Shadow anytime soon. Because
unless it's the end of this movie.
I could see him. I could see him being like a teaser at the end of the film. But I feel like Shadow should be a character for the third movie.
Here's how I see it happening. Because Tails came in the end of the second one, right? At the preview or the epilogue, and I see him finding the guy Sonic. And then
the guy.
Sorry, Elijah Wood.
Yeah, I was about to say Elijah Wood's the guy. Cake.
I see them bringing him in, and then Knuckles following Tails into that world, and then
because the Echidna tribe was hunting after Sonic in his world and everything like that,
then,
so I could see Knuckles trying to.
And then bringing in the Chaos Emeralds or Chaos Gems.
Yeah. I feel like this movie will
introduce Sonic with Shadow coming in because that.
I feel like cool. Shadow would be a third film because once we play Adventure 2, I think Adventure 2 has a great story. Sonic Adventure 2.
I'll probably love it.
What's that?
I'll probably love it.
Oh, dude, I love Adventure 2's story.
We're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Adventure 2 is surprisingly very deep. But yeah, I think I feel like once we play Adventure 2, I think you'll kind of understand why I feel like he should be saved for like a third movie just as his own character and such like that, and just be like the main antagonistic force, because Adventure 2 is that's a movie worthy story, I would say.
Okay, I'm excited. I want to get Sonic on Steelbook. I think
I had that pre-ordered.
I don't know why I asked.
I got that shipped to my house alongside HBO's Watchmen series, which
I haven't watched it yet. Ironically,
you have HBO Max, don't you?
I do.
Fucking watch Watchmen, please. It is the.
Do you need someone to talk about it with?
Oh, I would love to do an episode of Real Talk on Watchmen. I told Kane to watch it. He started watching it and then he just stopped in the middle of it, which is
how long is it?
It's like only 9 episodes.
You gotta be kidding me! I could do that in a day.
It's not long at all, and it's a really good show. Please watch Watchmen.
I could probably do it by tomorrow.
Dude, please watch.
Wow,
Watchmen.
I really could. That's sad. I really could probably do that by like Monday.
It's seriously one of the best things I've ever watched.
It's really well done.
It's really good.
I never watched The Watchmen growing up, the movie.
I never watched that one either.
So I just knew from like watching YouTube videos and stuff about like Dr. Manhattan and all that stuff, and then his whole like reamp from the New 52, and then being like, oh, guess what, guys? Psych.
Yeah.
And which was really well done in my opinion. But yeah, I'll watch it.
So let's talk about some kaiju films. Not Godzilla versus Kong. We'll get to that later. But James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And I say it's a kaiju film because the trailer says there's a kaiju in the film too, so you know. Starro!
I am ready for this Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I am glad Margot Robbie's still on it because I honestly think she does an amazing job as Harley Quinn. I'm glad she's not wearing
some stupid, overly sexual outfit.
Yeah, I love the dress.
I think it's cool,
I think it looks good, and she's kicking ass with it.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not love it?
She's got her huge pointy stick.
The whole opening cracks me up. You guys are gonna save me?
I could just run back inside.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just, I think
I'm just immediately getting that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe from it, which I think is already a good enough sign that it's gonna be pretty
for sure.
Because, I mean, the first Suicide Squad tried to be DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, a bunch of assholes with, like, pop music playing here and there and everything like that,
I just like the whole. That scene with John Cena. If they asked me to eat if this beach was covered in this, and they asked me to eat it for liberty,
just damn straight, I'd do it.
He sounded like Chris Pratt there.
Right.
He really did, and I was like, okay, even though that like.
Well, watching that trailer, I can understand why he's getting his own TV show. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's getting his own show on HBO.
That's gonna be good.
I'm excited.
If he doesn't do this, though,
they're shooting it at the same time. Like they just finished shooting the Suicide Squad, so they're working on Peacemaker right now.
I did this and you didn't see me.
Dude,
It
that's
works.
like, dude, no way.
I'm excited for it. I think
it's
the
gonna be
cast is a lot better.
Taika Waititi's role still hasn't been announced, so he's still a mystery role.
Oh, is he in it?
Yes.
Oh.
I thought he was going to be playing Starro, and I was so confident that I tweeted it, and James Gunn was like, no.
Did he say it to you?
Not to me, but like literally I scrolled down like a tweet further, and I saw that someone else said the same thing, and he's like, no.
I feel like, James Gunn, why? I'm glad he's directing it, though. He's
yeah.
one of the best. Like,
Yeah.
come on, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, I mean, he wrote the Scooby-Doo movies. He didn't get to direct them, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Well, still, though.
Yeah,
Holy
you
crap.
can tell it's his movie, the way that's
we
written.
watched that the other day.
Yeah.
And I was still cracking up from it. The jokes are just so funny.
No, Scooby-Doo! Your mom eats cat poop!
Oh my gosh. Are you challenging me? Oh man, the jokes are great. They land.
Like, I love Mary Jane, dude.
Well, you see, when you make a show for kids and you put the jokes in that the adults are gonna get, you can enjoy it as an adult.
Exactly. It
Like-
gives it like a whole like new point of view for it.
Exactly,
which I think is
and
pretty cool.
it's awesome. I'm excited because I'm really ecstatic for Harley Quinn.
I like the direction that they said they want to take it, as if it's like a 1970s war film, which I think is a great.
Like, there's so
vibe.
many trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly
gosh,
why they're
that's-
in like a Vietnam-looking jungle.
Oh god, of course. But see, the thing is with this one, it's like I feel like I like that Pete Davidson's gonna be in it.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
got so many people in
I
this
think
movie.
he's gonna do great.
Peter Capaldi, which I didn't expect him to be in a superhero movie like this.
Like the cast just looks fun, and it's like there's a difference between great and fun, especially for the dynamic in the movie. And this cast looks fun.
Yeah.
It's a great cast for fun, but it just looks so fun.
I think it's gonna be a pretty good movie.
I'm
I'm excited.
I'm gonna probably have to get an inhaler. I feel like I'm gonna be laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm like losing my breath.
I'm just so excited to finally see Starro, because I'm like,
You're gonna have to remind me who Starro is. 'Cause I
Starro
don't
is the
remember.
giant starfish. Essentially, his big gimmick is that he can do mind control by sprouting off like tinier little duplicates of
That's
himself.
right.
And he like mind controls people.
That's
and
right,
everything.
okay.
They, like crawl into people's face and
That's
stuff. He was the first villain to the Justice League ever teamed up to fight. So in Justice League #1, that's who the big enemy is.
Okay.
Starro. He's trying to like.
and now the Suicide Squad's taking it.
Yeah, and he's trying to hypnotize like the world's leading scientist in that first issue. So maybe it's something similar that he's trying to do in this movie. Is that he's trying to take over like some of Earth's greatest scientists to make like a super weapon for himself
That's
or something.
cool.
But I'm not sure if that's the direction that they're going. But either way, he's in the movie, and I think that is amazing because it's such a weird character, and it's perfect for James Gunn's vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just excited. Like I said just a couple minutes ago, I'm just so ecstatic because I feel like finally Margot Robbie's gonna get a good rendition of Harley
Right.
Quinn, and not like this, like the Birds of Prey. I even told this. I was watching it with one of our friends. I was watching with Caleb and Kaya. We were at the theater, and Caleb and I were talking, and I think you and I talked about it. And in the movie Birds of Prey, the acting is not bad. I think the acting is really good. They
The script's
do a
just
good job.
very all over the place.
The script just doesn't make sense. Well, it
Like,
makes sense,
like
it's
whenever
just not
Harley
like
Quinn's
that.
getting like tortured by Black Mask, and it suddenly turns into a musical number for like 3 whole minutes, and then it turns back to the torture.
Ewan McGregor.
It was just who I think is great in the movie. I freaking love his energy. Like he could be like really funny, and I thought he could be like genuinely intimidating in a couple scenes. Like where he's having that woman strip on the desk or whatever for laughing, and he just takes it the wrong way. Like I think he did a great job with that role. But yeah, I feel like as a whole, like the script is just very messy.
Yeah, but the acting was good.
Yes.
Like, if they had brought those characters back, I wouldn't have minded.
I
at all.
would love to see more of Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress.
Yeah.
AKA exactly what Batman should be.
Dude, it just kind of like, it's like one of those where it's like watching Margot, you know? It is Margot, right?
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because I was saying one actor's name wrong the other day, and someone was like, it's like this. I'm like, I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
What?
But I'm finally glad to see, like, because, like, her energy for Harley is perfect. She looks like a Harley Quinzel. Like, and so when I saw this...
It's the same thing with
Yeah.
Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
It
When I
just
saw
needs
this
a good
trailer,
script.
though, like, when I saw this trailer, though, I was ecstatic. Because I was like, finally, I wanted to keep her... I wanted to keep her on as Harley Quinn. No.
Right.
But, like, honestly,
I want to see
her as
her
Harley
justice
Quinn
as Harley Quinn.
is going to be... I think she's just going to finally get the recognition she needs.
Right.
You know, and she's like,
she's gonna have the script that like really lets her bring that character.
and
to life.
she's just not gonna be just like this crazy like. I'm not gonna lie, I hated her costume in the first Suicide Squad.
Oh, it's dumb.
I'm pretty sure that they even said she was uncomfortable in it. Like,
oh yeah, she said that.
yeah, and it's like
the shot where it like zooms in on her ass and everything like that, where she goes like to bend over and take the thing, and she's like, "What? We're bad guys. It's what we do."
yeah, like
I was in Newsies, so I think I could do the accent.
and
pretty
I
well.
can still kind of do my accent. But yeah, I'm excited. I just think, and I just love that she's like in a dress stuff, like kind of like it's not like sexualizing and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
I like the wedding dress looking thing that she has at the beginning of it, and I also like the weird combatant looking court jester that she has later in the trailer.
I want to see Harley with the hammer.
That'd be cool.
If they brought a giant hammer for Margot, it'd be complete.
I bet you James Gunn might throw something in there.
He better.
He's pretty good at doing like fan service without making it like overtly fan servicey, and like giving it a purpose and a reason to be in there.
It'd be even crazier if they brought the hyenas back too.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Like because I'm so excited for her character with James now. Like
right.
I'm just I'm gonna be happy. I'm ready for Sylvester Stallone as King Shark,
which I think is great.
And I'm ready for that.
I saw this great tweet where someone's like, "James, you better not kill King Shark. He's the most purest looking boy." And it's a shot of him from the trailer, and he looks like he's like scratching his jaw. And James Gunn just replies to the tweet with the simple, "He's literally gnawing on a human skull." And you look at the shot, and it is like a skeleton head that it's chewing on.
But I'm excited, and like I just think he's taking it with a good way. I think the chemistry between the cast is gonna work well.
Right.
Honestly, and I'm gonna say this again. I didn't care for Will Smith as Deadshot. I love Will Smith, but I want to see him in serious roles.
Right.
Because like Collateral Beauty, I believe that's the name.
Yeah.
Collateral Beauty. Wow, he does so good with like the dramatic, like intense roles, like Pursuit of Happiness. Like
yeah, I was gonna bring that one up. Yeah,
he does so well, and so we've seen him in so many action movies now. It's just not like a different character. It's more like it's Will Smith.
Yeah,
you know? But she still plays action really well.
Yeah,
I think he has so much versatility in his ability for what he can do that I'd love to see him in more like serious role stuff. Like he's done serious movies before, but I just want to see him like maybe one or two if he's still acting, if he still wants to. But if he does, good lord. Please.
I'd like to see him come back in the role and everything under someone else's direction.
That may be it too. They may have just written him because he didn't. It just kind of felt. Okay, I'll be honest. The movie just felt too gangster.
Trying to be like too cool,
gangster trying like the people who aren't like actual
like
gangsters.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Like, I agree.
It was sad. It was sad.
Oh man,
there could have been because they Killer Croc in the first one, right?
No, Killer Croc was in the first one.
Yeah, that's who it was. But they needed King Shark. Like,
bitch, I'm beautiful, or something like that. Like, I don't know. It's just trying too hard to be like.
It was sad.
Edgy.
I didn't care for it. I'm excited for this one because it's gonna actually be story. That's gonna be good. And
right.
Like, hey, look how many explosions we can make because it's 2017.
That, and I'm sure like DC has learned their lesson from botching the first Suicide Squad. Which I know David Ayer says that it'd be really easy to make his cut of the movie like they did Zack Snyder's.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you'd be interested in, is seeing his cut of his original vision for Suicide Squad? No? Because I think while it is interesting, like there's some like interesting concepts and everything like that I know that were cut out of the film, I feel like ultimately it's still like too much of that same vibe.
I just don't think there'd be anything to add to it. I don't think you would get what you wanted from it, and I know this is how we were with Zack Snyder's like original.
Right. Yeah, exactly what we're saying. So for all we know, we're just gonna eat our own ass.
But this one literally, I feel like, especially since James is coming out, there's no point. Right. I also saw a thing that really ticked me off because like the Russo brothers were like, oh, we want to do like, or somebody was posting that they were in talks about releasing a 6-hour Endgame release with everything.
They didn't even. Oh, you mean like Infinity War and Endgame back to back?
No, like an Endgame that was like apparently uncut.
They didn't have that much footage, I don't think.
I don't think so either, and also like I don't think there would be a point to it. It was fine how it is. Like it was received so well.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Mjolnir, America.
Right. No, I don't think that there's really anything.
Captain Mjolnir, America.
Because like the deleted scenes and everything I've seen, and whatnot. And from what I remember of them, they don't really need to be in there. Either they just break up the pace of the film, or it's just like toes.
Yeah.
JT had a picture on his phone of the dude from SpongeBob where he's just pointing at some toast. But yeah, I feel like you wouldn't really need to add anything to Endgame. I feel like it's paced perfectly, essentially.
It is. It's good. The game is good.
The game is good.
Yeah, the game's great.
I'm just excited. It's been a while since like a superhero movie came out that I was genuinely like excited for. Endgame was a good one. I was excited for it, but it was a bittersweet because I didn't want it to like end.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
it's a different kind of excitement because it's like, oh, here it is. This is like the culmination of everything.
For
like
sure.
That. And then Suicide Squad's like, oh, well, this is just another exciting movie that's gonna like be different. And
and
it's coming from James Gunn.
And I'm excited for Thor. Love and Thunder. I think the Thor franchise honestly, I think Thor Ragnarok saved a lot of it.
Definitely, yeah.
For sure, because
it's a complete rehaul.
Well,
it's like a soft reboot.
They weren't on
more
Earth
than anything
at all. They were in a different planet completely, and it was
the characters characterized like completely differently and everything.
Oh yeah,
too,
and Loki was good. Like
Yeah.
Valkyrie introduction was cool. I am ready to see Valkyrie again.
Yeah, that'll be good. I liked her character a lot.
We keep going back from DC and Marvel. It's just
Right.
it's like ooh, but I am ecstatic to see. Yeah, I'm not excited. I'm ecstatic to see the new because I just love James's direction with stuff, and I think he does good.
And I think he's one of those creators who really fights for like the story that he wants to tell, which I think is another reason why I'm pretty confident about this movie. Whereas like the last Suicide Squad movie failed because the studio tried meddling in the project too much. I think they were pretty much like, yeah, you just do whatever the hell you want with this project.
Yeah,
which I think is great.
That's what they needed to do. And
Exactly.
I wish he was coming back. Is he coming back on for the third Guardians?
Yes, yeah.
He is?
Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to happen much earlier. It's supposed to already be out, I'm pretty sure. But because of the whole stupid Disney, we're going to fire you and we're going to try to replace you, get a replacement director and everything like that, which I'm glad no one took on the role because they're like, no, this is James Gunn's movie. I'm not taking that on. I think that's great that people were respectful enough for that because it was stupid that he even got fired in the first place. And he got signed on by Warner Brothers and then Disney was immediately like, oh, shit, okay, yeah, I guess we'll take you back since you're working for the competing
Well, this is probably the last movie
business.
he'll do for them. For Disney.
I'm pretty certain it is. I think he said that too. He said he'll come back to finish Guardians of the Galaxy. He's also directing the Christmas special that they're doing for Disney Plus, which I think is supposed to come out at the end of this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Dude, this year is going to mark the second year that Disney Plus has come out. We've had Disney Plus for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And we're only just now getting the Marvel shows that they were using to advertise their platform to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, Disney Plus, we're going to have all these shows, but, not for, like, a fucking year.
Yeah, I'm excited for those two. Like, WandaVision was good, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm digging Falcon and Winter Soldier so far. I'm really enjoying it.
We're watching... We'll probably hang... Oh, sorry, this is something else. We'll talk about it after.
All right,
sorry. This is real life. I was thinking about...
This is real talk. REAL.
Don't get confused, kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm just like... Because I will go ahead and put it out there. I am way more of a DC fan than I'll ever be of a Marvel fan. The characters I like in Marvel... Like, obviously, I grew up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was, like, my all-time favorite as a kid. But then I went from Spider-Man to Batman.
Spider-Man and Batman are my number ones right there.
Right
and
there.
I want to say that I'm a fan of, like, Marvel... Like, that I'm more of a fan of Marvel and DC because I love stories from both sides. I think.
Both good, but I'm just
more of a fan...
from DC.
I'm just more of a fan of just good movies.
Oh yeah,
so
I go for more of the comics too because
Right.
I like seeing the comics because obviously there's more of a plethora of like lore.
Yeah,
in the
definitely.
Comics. And I think like for movies,
I mean, like with the comics and everything, if there's a particular take on like Batman that you don't enjoy, there's gonna be a take on Batman that you enjoy because there's so many different interpretations. Meanwhile, with the movie, it's like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, see, like
you've
now,
only got
the
a
movies
few
from Marvel.
selections.
I like the movies from Marvel better.
Yeah.
But I think we're about to do a complete flop again because if you remember, like in the '80s and '90s and stuff, it was Batman movies and the DC movies, like Superman 73 or 78.
Superman was 79.
Wow,
Yes.
I was somewhere in there. But
you weren't too far off the bat.
But Superman,
Too far off the
Superman,
bat.
Batman, all those were like the big boys
Yeah.
coming in and like you had those movies, and then Marvel came out, and then they like flipped. And I think maybe in the next, like, after the Suicide Squad comes out, and if they build off of it, I think you might see...
If they keep on letting their directors make their movies, then
I think
they can definitely compete.
Flip,
yeah, they can definitely compete.
So we might just be in a world for the next couple of decades of just Marvel and DC flip-flopping the whole way up there. I mean, we're on, what are we? We're 21, and so that gives us about 18 years until we're 100 years with Batman.
Which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Closer to 100 years with Superman.
Yeah, we're
Superman was the first superhero published in a comic book, so
yeah,
a lot closer to that.
Yeah, we're almost. That is actually weird to think of how, because it's, even though you look at the whole history of what.
I mean, hell, Spider-Man's not even like 100 years old. He just had his 75th anniversary, I think, is what it was. Spider-Man was published in 64.
We can look it up.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Google. I think
and
it was
they
64.
say technology is wasted on
64 or 68. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure. Watch me be completely wrong. It's somewhere in between.
I think it's like 61.
I don't think
or
it's that
62.
early. I think it's getting close to like midway or like late 60s. Amazing Fantasy, number 15. I think might have been 58, or I'm sorry, not 58, 68.
62.
Oh shit, you were right. 60. Oh wow, that's a lot sooner than I thought it was. Okay, then I'm done with it.
I know some things. I may be focusing mostly on my Attack on Titan lore at the moment. But
Yeah, 62 is what I said, right?
Yeah.
I don't get facts wrong.
Of course.
No, never.
I completely forgot you said it right the first
Yeah.
time. But yeah, I'm excited for those. I think that's probably where I'm at with everything.
Right.
I think we are in a lull after Endgame, even though that wasn't that long ago, but just like
Definitely.
nothing really new was coming out. And it was a lot of just like, let's remake things. And
Well, speaking of cinematic universes and like shared universes, how about our other kaiju film, Godzilla versus Kong?
I'm ready for that. I am Spicy Iguana.
I'm Team Godzilla.
Spicy
for
Iguana,
sure.
all the way.
Kong is gonna get his ass smeared on the pavement.
Well, dude, we know what's gonna happen. They're gonna fight, and the mecha's gonna come in, and then they're gonna be like, they're gonna go rah 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 rah.
No, that reminds me though, because on the way over here, we were kind of starting to talk about stuff. I'm like, no, hold on, let's like save this for the discussion and everything. I hate the marketing for this movie. They're spoiling everything in the marketing.
We were talking about stuff like that. They don't let movies be movies. That's what they should have used to done. I
think the first trailer for the movie is great because it shows Mechagodzilla in dust for like a split-second frame, and it's like,
Isn't it like more now? They show more of him.
They've straight up shown Mechagodzilla. Like he is like out there now.
Unless they're choosing for him to not. Unless or this could happen because we're thinking, big team up. Godzilla could be the bad guy somehow.
Oh, do you think that they're using Mechagodzilla as like?
Kong.
Okay. Because they've done that in the Toho films and everything too. Like they've made Kiryu, I think is the name of the man-made Mechagodzilla that the governments often use to fight Godzilla and whatnot. I think it was 2002, 2003, Tokyo SOS, and they have their own Mechagodzilla that they used to fight him, which is my favorite design.
I have heard that for the fighting, because that's what you're going for. See giant monsters fight.
Yes.
It lives up to the hype. I've heard that it lives up to it. Like
I
hope so. I
hope so because I love Godzilla 2014. I think that movie's so damn good.
I like King of the Monsters too, honestly.
I think King of the Monsters is fun, but in terms of like plot, it's really stupid.
I like just the monster.
The plot's almost non-existent in that movie.
I just went to go see giant monsters.
Yeah, which I think it lives up to and everything. I think it's fine with that, but like nothing like super crazy. It'd be cool to see Mechagodzilla kind of fighting for the humans. But I feel like what it is like they're using Ghidorah's head or cells or whatever that they collected at the end of King of Monsters, and they're using that to somehow power Mechagodzilla, so it's still going to be evil, like the soul of Ghidorah's in the body, just a different body.
Like they try to control it, but they can't.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly it, I feel like, is what it is. And
I just think that it's going to be cool to have a live screen, besides Pacific Rim, obviously, but like a mecha.
Did you know that Pacific Rim was actually going to tie into these movies?
Oh, that would be.
But cool. Because the second film did so poorly and was received so poorly, they decided to scrap that plan.
It's because they didn't do it well. And honestly, the first one wasn't the best either.
I don't think the first one was the best. I think it's just a fun movie.
It is. It's a fun, like, one of those, like, oh, it wasn't big, but it's cool to watch here and there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But, yeah, no, I think it'd be interesting to see Mechagodzilla on the good side, because typically he's always like a robot sent by aliens to help take over Earth, and he's needed to take out Godzilla. Yeah, but I'm definitely team Ape.
He does the. You're Team Monkey?
Or I'm stupid. I'm against the ape. I'm Team Godzilla.
Team Spicy Iguana.
Yeah, Spice
Could you imagine
Iguana.
if the Mecha Godzilla had the muscle in?
With a big pinchy fucking fist.
Yeah.
Right.
Mama.
Yeah, so I feel like the plot is essentially Godzilla is like searching for Mechagodzilla, and that's why he's kind of against mankind, because he knows that there's something off, and that's why he's kind of tearing through, and they're going to find Mechagodzilla at the very end, and they're going to team up and fight each other. And then it's going to be like the Flash race scene with Superman. Godzilla and Kong are going to stand on top of Tokyo, and they're going to be like, and then they're just going to see how many buildings they destroy the fastest. And it's going to end on a freeze frame before like you know who the winner is.
Freeze frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Freeze.
It's going to be just like the ending of Justice League, to tie everything in a full circle.
I think if that's how it ends, I'm going to be a little sad. But I've heard it lives up to it, so
It's got a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes,
That's...
which is a lot higher than I expected it to be, especially because, again, with what I said with the whole marketing situation of this movie, and they're showing literally everything in the marketing, that's never a good sign.
Oh, that's what I was going to get into, is the fact that we were talking about that back in the day, but like even like 10, 15 years ago,
yeah,
which is weird to think about, when we were seeing movies,
yeah.
You would have, the way they would advertise it, especially with like cameos and stuff, is that people went to see the movie, and then they would go talk to people about it, to your friends.
Yeah.
And that's why these movies did so well more in the past now, is because you didn't have stuff like Rotten Tomatoes for long, but like you didn't have...
Well, no one took that so seriously. Rotten Tomatoes has been around for a long while, but no one took it as seriously.
Yeah, and now it just feels like, it's not even worth going to see. It's almost like you get the movie before you get the movie. You go see the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's almost like you're watching what would happen in between the new previews. Like, they show so much, like you're saying, they show so much that it's like, I'm just watching what the previews didn't show me, and that's it.
And it just sucks because a lot of the time, whenever movies release trailers that are so in-depth with their plot, that usually means the studio has no hope for their film, and they're trying to show as much as possible to get as many seats filled. And usually because it's a dog shit film. For example, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Its trailer shows everything in the film. Terminator Genisys reveals its biggest twist that John Connor is secretly a Terminator in disguise this entire time.
Yeah.
And the movie's dog shit. Batman vs. Superman shows off Doomsday, and so you know how that movie's going to turn out. And we all know how we feel about Batman vs. Superman. What's another one that I was thinking about? Spider-Man 3 shows off a lot of twists in its trailers, and it's the least compelling out of the trilogy.
It showed Venom, I think.
Yeah, it shows Venom. And one of the trailers specifically shows how Eddie Brock turns into Venom and everything like that. So it's just like, once your movie shows off too much of the trailers, it just shows that your studio doesn't have much hope for the product. And they're just
weird.
Yeah, and they're just trying to sell as many seats as possible, and that sucks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I'm really hoping that this movie's actually good. Because like I loved Godzilla 2014. I think the plot of that's like genuinely like really interesting. It's like a good thriller movie and stuff like that. And I want this movie to be like, it's so weird to think that this universe started with a like very grounded film with Godzilla 2014, and now it's like spun off to like Hollow Earth and aliens from space and shit. I think that's just kind of goofy, but I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
I like how goofy it's getting, because the Toho films got pretty goofy at times.
Well, yeah, and then if they can put a serious spin on it, well, they also may not do it where it's aliens. It's probably more.
Well, I mean, Ghidorah was an alien.
He was. Well, yeah, he was an alien, but that added to the story too. That's why they're fighting. It wasn't just like, oh, we're two monsters.
I don't think Mechagodzilla will be an alien. He's definitely something man-made.
Well, in the original one, he was.
In the original, he was an alien.
He was an alien.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. It's Kyle XY.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
What makes you different? I have no belly button. What? Nothing.
Yeah, so I'm definitely intrigued for it. We're seeing it opening night. Me, Kaden, and Danaea. So if you guys want to join with us,
we'll see. I'm down. That'd be Friday, right?
Wednesday, 31st.
Is that this next Wednesday?
Yes.
No, you're kidding. We're not almost.
Yeah, the 31st. Yeah, we're almost in April.
No, we're not.
Whoops.
We have 32 days of March.
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's why they call it April Fools, because it's really March 32nd.
Oh, okay. I see. I got you.
It's the only day.
And the rest of April, there's not even an April 1st, just April 2nd.
Yeah. It's April. You could have saw it the first time, but it really is the second time.
Right.
Boom.
Well, shit. We have anything else that we want to talk about? I think the discussion's gone on for about like an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45
So
minutes.
really, people could just listen to this while they're cleaning.
Yeah, or doing whatever the hell else that they want to do.
I guess the only other thing, just not to continue, but just be like, I'm also excited for the Justice League, or the Kill the Justice League, or
the
game.
Arkham Rocksteady's next game. Yeah, that'll be cool. I am intrigued by that. That'll be neat. There's another thing with the whole evil Superman though, but I think that one works because it's not just Superman that's evil; it's the whole Justice League that's brainwashed by Brainiac, apparently, except minus Batman because it's set after Arkham Knight. So
It's because oh wait, yeah. No.
yeah, so Batman's probably not going to be in that. But I mean, like Wonder Woman, the Flash, Superman, you're like they're all going to be evil together and everything. It's not just like everyone has to team up against an evil Superman, which I feel like a boss fight against an evil Superman would be pretty kick-ass.
It's gonna probably be what happens.
I feel like it's gonna be like a.
Brainiac.
I feel like it's gonna be something like a Darth Vader situation in Jedi Fallen Order, where you just gotta run away from him and try to survive as long as possible. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I don't think you're gonna like kill the Justice League in that game because I mean it's set in the Batman Arkham universe.
Yeah. So it'll just kind of be how.
I feel like you'll disarm Brainiac. They'll do their thing.
They might kill Brainiac.
Oh, I think Brainiac has a better chance of being killed. But the Justice League, no, I don't think so.
It'll be Harley that kills Brainiac and goes, "What?
Hey, we're bad guys. That's what we do. Me and the Joker, we broke up.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else.
All right. Well, I guess that about sums up our discussion of Real Talk.
I guess just if you really want to talk about more stuff, just leave it in the comments.
Yeah, leave
Christian
us.
will tell me, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, leave us recommendations in the comics or in the comments. Jesus Christ, I can talk.
Comic?
Oh my God, we're all living in a book.
Finally.
No, yeah, right. I wonder where our next chapter goes.
No wonder reading is boring. It's because we're in a book.
Yeah, we already read enough here. But so leave comments down below of what you'd want us to discuss next, and maybe we'll talk about them and everything. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, click a like because it helps us out.
And
Whatnot.
I guess like also if you just want to, if there's anything you want us to watch, because there's a good amount I haven't seen too.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop.
RoboCop would be great. We do commentaries on Patreon where we watch a movie and we record our reactions to the movies.
Yeah,
so we can do that. So yeah, check out the Patreon too. Support us because we don't make a single cent off the SpongeBob videos.
We should do a Studio Ghibli one too.
Ooh, I don't think I'm strong enough to sit through Grave of the Fireflies again. It's I've watched it once, cried once. Don't need to go back through that again.
That's okay. We could watch I think I haven't seen My Neighbor Totoro yet.
Oh, I've seen that. It's fine.
It's fine.
I like the soundtrack. There's
Yeah.
a great song in there. It's like do 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 do.
I think the biggest one for me will be I think we should watch like Princess Mononoke and Kiki's Delivery Service.
Princess Mononoke is really fucking good.
I
love that
know.
one.
It's so
I love that movie.
It's so
It's
good.
great.
I like that one, and then I like Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is pretty good too.
They'll always tell you that the first Ghibli movie, usually when you watch it, will become your favorite, and it's true. Spirited Away is like my favorite one.
See, my first was Grave of the Fireflies, and I mean, I agree. I think that's definitely the best that they've put out.
All right, well, I don't think I have anything else to add.
Radical. Well, cool. We're gonna go urinate now because we've been sitting here for as long as the Snyder Cut runs, I'm sure.
At least the first half.
The first half, yeah. Now we get into the action.
Talking about a build. Yeah.
JT and I are just gonna have a slugfest.
Exactly.
Ah.
Pull out a slug. Oh, that's not the kind of party we're having.
Yeah. All right, well, Radicals. So, yeah. Support us on Patreon because that helps us make more content more regularly. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye!
Batman here to wish a super special thank you to our Patreon producers. Alyssa Ward, Charla Howardcheck, Aguilar, Rehird Shan, and Rmile. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And consider supporting the channel on Patreon if you'd like to see videos early, take part in our exclusive Discord, and gain access to tons of other cool rewards. You can also buy merchandise on Teespring. I personally use the Bat credit card to buy every single one of those Bat-tastic shirts you can find for sale. Everything is linked in the description down below. Where's the trigger?